Live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado. It's PSD High School football. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to PSD Athletics. Tonight, live on Stream It Sports from French Field in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, the Poudre Impalas host the visiting Mountain Vista Golden Eagles in Colorado high school football action. Hello, my name is David Haase, along with my partner Randy McCoy and Matt Goal on camera. We've got a great game here on a hot late August and early September night, don't we?
Yep.
Impala Band. The band tonight under the direction of Corey Peterson and Chris Leonard, and the student directors are Jack Colby, Claire Russell, and Chloe Miller. And we always talk about how much practice everybody else puts in besides the athletes, where the band and the cheerleaders are right up there.
Yes, and also have a new sponsor this year, GoJo Sports, and really happy to have them as a banner sponsor. And we got three very good sponsors that came back with us this year as well.
Yeah, appreciate them. We've got Schrader Oil and First Bank coming back for their third year, and Pedersen Toyota coming in for their second year. So we do appreciate them helping us bring this community service and athletics here to basically here locally and everywhere on the web.
So I don't know how warm it is outside, but it's really, really warm in here.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough night. And then, Randy, I think that's going to be actually one of those points in this game that will be considered important, especially as the game goes on. You're going to have a lot of the Impala kids. They're going to play both ways. Both those kids got an O and a D under their playing experience. Across the field, though, with the Golden Eagles coming in, they do not play anybody on both sides of the ball. Wow. That is a luxury that Coach Case has, and right now that could be a big difference when you've got your DBs from the Impalas chasing receivers that come back. The three of the top four receivers from a very prolific passing offense last year, led by Judd Erickson, the senior quarterback this year, threw for over 2,100 yards. He's got three of his top four targets back. So if you're a tired DB because you just played offense, that step could be very critical later in the game.
Yes, it could. And as we see them taking the field, the Golden Eagles coached by Coach Rick Cash, and Coach Marty McVicker is the coach of the Poudre Impalas. So we will be back with our kickoff and the play-by-play after these messages.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
The experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy. An easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash. The rocker panel spray, the protective finish application in the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
So we're back here getting ready to see the captains go off to the side. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you. Our first PSD football game of the year here on Stream It Sports.
See down there on the midfield with the officials, the Poudre Impala captains, starting on the screens left to right with number 52 is Michael Scott. Number 30 is Austin Davis. Number 8 is James Campbell. And number 3 is Dylan Marsh. Across the way, the 4 captains coming out for the Golden Eagles. Number 5, the quarterback, is Judd Erickson. You see number 86 there, Kellen Parker, one of the receivers coming back, as we talked about with that very potent attack from last year. Number 19 is Cooper Gale. And number 25 is Tristan Dean. So if you're looking at a start off for tonight, we're going to see the coin flip and see if that Poudre offense could get the ball first or if they're on D.
Again, French Field is located here on the west side, kind of west central side of Fort Collins. It's the district field. All 4 teams play their games here.
Well, just a great night for football. You'll have no problem getting loose, but it's one of those nights where the coaches told you yesterday after practice, you stay hydrated as much as you can all day long.
Yeah, and want to invite you to follow us on Twitter. And
Paula's poised.
Impalas are getting ready to come out, huh?
Ready out of that north end zone here at French Field. Both teams do dress out of the north end zone facilities down there and then go to their respective sidelines. A few folks made it up from Mount Vista. Thanks for those that did, but thanks for all of you watching online.
Yes.
Excellent program. Last year, 8-3, and lost in the second round of the state playoffs. So very, Coach Cash has got a pretty good team coming back. So they did win the toss, and they are going to elect to receive. So they'll be kicking into the north end zone. Will be the Impalas.
That's so old school, isn't it?
Well, that tells you, you know what, you got a quarterback that's the real deal, and you want that ball in his hands.
You're pretty confident. Snaps. You're pretty confident he's going to be able to come down and do something. So
there's your Poudre Impalas getting ready to break to this field for the first time at home. Already 1-0 on the road this year. Nice hand from the crowd. We still got people coming into the game, too. It's an early kickoff, isn't it, Randy? 6 o'clock games on Thursday nights are pretty tough.
Yeah, they are. And they're tough because it's a little warmer at this time. And see on the other side, the Golden Eagles, Mountain Vista come out. And they're ready to play as well. Mountain Vista kind of one of the newest high school, I believe, in Highlands Ranch.
Yep.
And so they're starting to make some noise in the state in several sports. We've had them on basketball the last 3 years, and they've come up and
we've had some excellent players go on to the next level, as many of these football players will. Talked to them, their coaches, before the game, and they're a little amazed that their quarterback hasn't gotten any offers yet, but I think it might have came on the scenes with such an explosion last year. You throw for a couple thousand yards in the big classification here in the state of Colorado, you will get people noticing you, so he will have plenty of chances here. So the kickoff team for the Impalas is going out. Kicker is going to be number 30, Austin Davis. If that name seems familiar to you Impala fans and others in the Front Range League as it used to be. Braxton Davis, his older brother, was an outstanding punter and kicker and now is kicking for the CSU Rams. Get a chance tomorrow night in the CSU-CU showdown. Back deep now for the Golden Eagles, a twin receiver set, and I'll start with that right away, Randy. I prefer that back there.
Yes.
Both those receivers, both those captains we talked about are deep back there too. 25 is Tristan Dean and Kellen Parker.
So we play 4 12-minute quarters in high school football. This is my partner, Mr. David Haase. Welcome to the 2016-17 season, folks.
You betcha. Thanks. Great to be here again. Davis is back. He's going to get the signal from the referee in the north end zone. Drives the ball nice and deep down the end zone. That won't be returned. Good kick by Davis for the touchback. 1st and 10 now for the Golden Eagles on their own 20. Thanks again for those of you tuning in on Stream It Sports. Catch us also on our Twitter handles. We'll talk about that a lot during the game too, won't we, Randy?
Yes, indeed. Talk about our sponsors too. We want you to reach out to them, tell them that you're enjoying this. Thank them for bringing these games alive.
Quick handle, though, fumble on the play, drops the ground, bounces right back up, and it's going to be a loss of the play. Great pursuit by the Impalas. Kind of a high snap. Erickson just kind of took it and tried to just hand it forward really quickly to Dean, and he didn't have the handle. They were lucky that wasn't a lot worse. Bring up about 2nd and 13 now. Staying in that pistol formation, which I think you'll see most teams play so much this year. Very much the mode in high school football. Trips to the right side. Erickson rolls out. He's got a lot of pursuit. Fires it down. Nice long throw to the out. Showing good arm strength there. John Chrissa, the wide out on that side, number 6 with the reception, gain of about 8. Brings up a 3rd and 5. Chance for the Impalas here to get a quick 3 and out. You don't mind them getting this reception here. You just want it in front of the sticks. They got across the 30-yard line. Snap, toss left. Got a little bit of an alley. Nice job of swarming the ball, though, by the Impalas. Nice job on that far side over there, too. Ryan Selby, who's a transfer in here, Randy, from out of state, a new student, but playing that right corner spot. He came in and did not let him to go outside.
Again, Poudre coming in 1-0. Beat Douglas County last week convincingly.
Deep snap, single step, shank the punt. It's not going to make it to midfield. It's not even going to make it to the 40-yard line. And the referee keeps bringing him back. So a huge break right off the bat for the Impalas. And that talk about wanting to have the ball first isn't going to work out so well right now for the Golden Eagles. Give a home team, you've got to say from last year is the success that Mountain Vista had. They got to come in here thinking they've got a chance to beat a Poudre team. But right now, you're at home. You get a chance to get up early. Great time to take care of the ball.
Yes, it is. And
starter back there in the backfield now, quarterback tonight is number 2, Troy McFadden. JT Erickson behind him. Erickson had 160 yards last week and a couple of touchdowns. First play of the game, give it the middle. Erickson pushes ahead. Nice surge by that Impala line.
And I would say that's a slight surprise of McFadden.
Well, I think they're committed to playing both of these young men for a couple of games. James Campbell, a returning starter, had a good year last year, had a good game last week. But, you go till you find that rhythm, who's going to give you the best chance to win. They're both good athletes. They'll be on the field.
Yes.
So wide split down here near the sideline, single coverage. So man defense. A lot of up front, 6 in the box for the Eagles. Fake to give that time. McFadden on the outside run. Bulls over the defender that came up for the tackle. Strong run. Close to the sticks.
Well, we've both had Troy or coached him and know what kind of kid he is and know what kind of competitor he is. And he initiated that.
Yes, he did. He did not look away from anything there that time and drove it just short. So 3rd and very short. Ball's got a chance for a key first down. Goes up under center, sneaks it. Mountain Vista was not ready for it, but I'm afraid
neither was the Poudre Impalas.
Yes, yeah. That's part of the problem with that play. You come up real quick, and you're going to have a procedure penalty, and that's the call. See there on your screen. Good shot by our cameraman, Matt Gold. Thank you tonight again for PSD TV. Check out PSD TV on YouTube now. That's the new creation we're going to talk about a lot this year, too. So 3rd and short, sometimes you outthink yourself.
Yeah.
Well, it shows you it's early in the season, too. Excellent play, but now you got 3rd and 5. Got to get inside the 23-yard line. Two split receivers near us, far side single. Option play to the right side, got to get rid of it early. Nowhere really to go for Erickson that time. That rush in, Randy did a great job of forcing the pitch, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and you kind of, that's probably their go-to play for the most part, but you could tell when McFadden went up, he's like, I don't know if I want to run this or not. But
yeah. And you got the right read. As soon as that quarterback sees the numbers of the defender coming at him, you're caught to make that pitch. You've got to get rid of it. Don't let your running back hang out there and pursuit get there, but it was already there. So they're going to go for it on 4th down.
And he threw it a little behind his running back, too, which I'm not sure hurt anything, but so they're going to get a timeout.
Well, they tried to draw him off sides on that little hard count. That didn't work, so they're going to go to a timeout called here on the field. So we'll take 1, 2, and we'll be right back.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
Back here now to live play. Paul's decided to go for a field goal. It's going to be a long one, 45-yarder. A good snap, kick is low, driving, and it made it across the crossbar and is good.
Wow.
Austin Davis hits a hooking line drive. And I'll tell you what, showed plenty of leg strength. There's a low kick, but boy, it was just enough to get across the bars there, and the officials gave him the signal. 3-0 Impalas here on their opening drive. So the Golden Eagles took that first kickoff, got a 3-and-out by the Impala defense, and a drive that was basically stopped not by so much of an experience on just a procedure play, Randy. Ends up still being 3 points. So you came away with something.
Yeah, and that was an impressive, let's see, 4 minutes really by Poudre. They stopped, their defense stops, their offense really ran pretty well.
Yep.
You know, had a penalty that hurt them, or they would have had a first down on that other play.
So Davis, after that long field goal, that's a great way for your confidence to start. You don't care how it went across, it's in there, it's good. You'll have that moment now where you're going to go, all right, I can make them. That's a very valuable tool in high school. We've seen a lot of great kickers and punters come through this stadium, haven't we?
Yes, we have. And we're going to see our fair share this year, too, with young man Fossil Ridge.
Matt Bergen, and just as the kids that keep coming up through the ranks. Davis' kick again, long, tall, and into the end zone. No chance for the Golden Eagles return men. So once again, they'll have it 1st and 10. That was Dean back there, once again getting the reception. Thanks again for tuning in to PSD TV. First and 10 now. Erickson back in the shotgun. He's got twins on both sides, single setback. Poudre's not really showing blitz, falling off 3-down lineman. Bringing outside rush. He's going to just drill him. I tell you what, Erickson didn't have any clue he was coming, and somebody lowered the boom. Trying to get that number, and
number 19, Bryce Rambler.
And that's a number that Judd Erickson's still looking for, too. He never saw him, but he certainly felt him. And just a little delayed blitz there. The defensive end walked it up to the line of scrimmage and come flying through. Loss of 7.
And a good clean hit, too. You know,
he did. Same thing again. Here he got a hand on him. Oh, he threw the ball a little too quickly. He missed his
well, that'll
his
give
safety
you happy
valve.
feet, too. You know.
Well, he was right there, and he's got those long arms. There's a chip block out there just to make him miss this time. But if you're going to run those spread offenses, we've seen that time and time again. You know, that's a blueprint by Rocky Mountain here locally. You just bring the house. You don't give them a chance to pick you apart, especially someone you already know can throw it as well as Erickson can. So 3rd and about 16 now. You're the Impalas. Just catch it in front of the 30. Make a good tackle. Twins again. Impalas drop back in the zone this time, right down the middle. Rifles the pass, but he throws it low. I tell you one thing I do notice there that Erickson's wearing a knee brace, and he didn't get his body completely squared up that time, so it's like a pitcher or anything else. If your hips are open, that ball is not going to stay in the air. It did go low. He did show a lot of arm strength there, but that's 3 and out again.
And everybody will tell you that this is a tough place to come down here and win. I don't know how long Mountain Vista sat on the bus, but we drive up and down I-25 a fair amount of times. And from Highlands Ranch, that's every bit of probably 2 hours the time they came.
Much better kick this time out to midfield. It's going to be caught. Chance to make a move. He's got an edge, got a gap. Right up the middle, Ryan Selby's got a move. He's got one man to beat, Randy. Makes a move on the punter, cuts to the outside. It's going to take it down inside the 5-yard line. Now what do? We look for yellow flags, and there are none.
And that's a miracle.
Ryan Selby patiently took his time and showed some great acceleration. Then he cut back against the grain, and the receiver, the senior transfer in, paid dividends right away.
5'10", 140-pound senior, Ryan Selby.
First and goal at the 2-yard line. Boy, I tell you what a chance. You got all your bigs in here now on defense, and this is a great, when you've got an option quarterback, somebody who can pull it and run and make a move and accelerate. Both the individuals that can play tonight for Poudre will have that, both McFadden and Campbell, type of athletes that will pull it and make you miss. You got to make one person just miss halfway here, and you're in. A little confusion on their setup. Pistol formation, fullback to the side. And we got a timeout called on the field by the Impalas. I think that's a good one by Coach McVicker. You didn't have your alignment right. So timeout on the sideline. We'll take 1, 2.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
So we're back here now, 3-0. Poudre ahead of Mountain Vista. 1st and 10 from the 2-yard line, I believe.
So kind of going a heavy formation left here. Fullback turn around, give to Erickson. He's going to walk into the end zone. Just one contact right at the goal line. Easy touchdown. Nice block up in front of him there too, Randy, by number 33, Noah Thomas. You can tell he's got the cast in, but that didn't stop him from throwing a really good block. And great touchdown after the long return by Ryan Leal. Impalas capitalized right away.
And again, they kind of peppered him the first time they had the ball, and they moved the ball really well. Made a penalty, and that was what kept them from.
Good snap and a hold, and a kick by Davis up and good. So 10-0 right now. If you're watching around the state, catching us on Stream It Sports, once again, thanks to Stream It Sports and Phil Mildren, we can get you this game wherever you may be with your mobile device.
And it's in HD, so go on and get on your Apple TV and go on your browser and type in streamitsports.com/PSD, and it will show you all the games that we've got. Between Aurora and PSD, we've got almost a 30-game package of high school football games this year.
Glad to help out and get these kids out there and get them exposure and for all the hard work they do.
Also proud to be partnering with the Coloradoan as well. And
talk to Kevin Lyle at halftime.
If you're watching this on the Coloradoan, welcome.
Also, again, helping out this year and on camera here tonight is Dylan Danatel.
I'm not going to mess with Dylan over there. I don't know. I mean, I know you were talking some stuff behind his back, but he's a
start right now, won't you? I know why Matt brought him along. Davis approaches now, drives his kick. Will he get his third touchback? It's going to go into the end zone again. What a great weapon. Right now, a great way to get a letter for the Impalas is just to run about 50 yards on kickoff coverage and then turn around. Keeps your hamstrings loose. But, boy, an economy of plays so far. I mean, not many plays by either offense, but it's a 10-0 lead for the Impalas. 2 3-and-outs for Mountain Vista.
And Mountain Vista really needs to come out and move the ball, at least get over the midfield mark.
Yep. Haven't made a true handoff yet. Tried a couple option plays and a couple of pass plays that one completed, but for short gain only. Quick throw to the outside. Catches the ball down on the ground. I mean, it's a good throw. That knee brace, though, for Erickson, that is a difference maker there, because that ball, you can see that ball coming down low, and that nose on it was low. I mean, he's got an outstanding arm, obviously. That might be it's still first game of the year. Don't know if he played with it last year, but it's tough to move yourself around. 2nd and 5, though. Poudre walking up, showing blitz to the linebackers. 2 coming, delayed blitz, fires over the middle, and that was just a little too hot to handle, wasn't it?
Well, and looking behind, that's 2 times that the receiver's been open.
Mm-hmm.
If he'd have got the ball there, they'd be looking at 2 touchdowns right now, because that was a touchdown.
Jacob Reese was there. He didn't have to throw it that early, and I'll tell you, that's the dividend of that big sack early, wasn't it?
Yes. Threw a little early, but he had one in the last series as well that if he'd have got it up there, it would have been a horse race.
Another 3rd down, blitz coming, option to the right. Poudre's got to get upfield to make a tackle. Good pursuit from behind. They're going to be well short of the first down yardage. Can't see who that Impala was, but
that's the thing about high school, especially the non-private schools, is every year you start fresh pretty much, and you got to see what you got.
Well, that's just a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage that time by the Impalas. 4th down, they're acting like they're going to go for it. And a timeout had to be called by the Impalas. That's their 3rd timeout taken here of the half. They are now done with timeouts with 6:02 left here in the first quarter. So we'll be right back after this message.
Honestly, the experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
Back here live now on 4th down, trips to the left side. Erickson and a short snap out of the shotgun. And we've seen a lot of teams kick from this. He is going to try to throw the middle. He's got the slot pass, hits his receiver. That time he hits Reese on the slant.
And you can tell that's as good as a handoff to them probably typically.
Yep. Well, he's just drilled that ball in there. Number 82 just sat down at the first down markers. Jacob Reese, the senior. So the first down of the game comes with another 6 minutes to play in the first quarter.
We've seen some quarterback play last couple of years, haven't we?
Yes, we have. This time looks down the middle. Ball just about tipped there. Nice job of going up in the air for the Impalas. Number 3 there, Dylan Marsh, had a good look at that, didn't he? And right now, if those young quarterbacks with that big arm, you believe you can throw it through anything, don't you?
Yes. Well, I don't know, because I'm not young and I'm not a quarterback, but I'll take your word for it.
You think that you're going to get that ball into those tight spots. And Dylan Marsh, the safety that time, that ball would have been just a little lower. He had a chance to go back the other way quite a ways with it.
You talking Jay Cutler disease? Or?
Well, he locked in. Little flare out to the left side. Good throw, good catch.
Ooh, what a move by number 25.
And a nice outside. I tell you what, they really use him a lot. And Tristan Dean, that's probably the 5th time he's been targeted, either catching it or tossed the option to him.
What a good-looking back.
Yeah.
Receiver.
Good acceleration. Kind of reminds you of another young man from the Highlands Ranch area, which is where Mount Vista's from, is Joe Hansley. Came up here, had a great career at CSU. That type of back just used all over the field. Slot and then an H-back position, wherever you can get him the ball.
Another young man who's that part of the town who's out of Stamford right now, too.
Yes.
Plays a little like him.
Yeah. Fake the handoff again, looks at the safety valve, the outside, hits it out to same result. Another first down, though. Now they're starting to have a little bit of an option on that one, Randy. Erickson looked to his right side to see where the receiver's going downfield, and then that leaves the receiver, Dean, out there just in the safety valve, and he's got the arm strength to get it there. That gives you, if you got a chance to make 2 steps in a move, that's going to be tough to stop. And you have to play somebody honest.
It's called patience.
Yeah. Well, you can see Erickson starting to hit his groove now. It's 3 completions in a row.
See,
First and 10 right at
Shadows
midfield.
on the field right now, right where the ball is.
Looking back to his left, pump fake, steps up in the pocket. He's got a man wide open, hits him downside the 25. If he keeps his feet, he's in the end zone. And he did. The pump fake that time was so deliberative, and he hits him in stride. What a great throw and catch.
Well, and he took his time there. You could see he took his time, didn't try to, really muscle up on it.
Yep. Well, he's shown that maturity that you love to see in a quarterback. He's a big, tall, physical quarterback. Little pump fake, slid up in the pocket nicely. The line in front of him did a nice job of just letting him have that time, and he throws a dart. Now the PA attempt, try to bring the Golden Eagles within 3. It's kind of just chipped up there, and good. Kicker over that time is Mason Foltz. Senior knocks it through. So now 10-7, the Impalas lead. They'll get the ball back, but this time they'll have the length of the field more than likely. But a great game here tonight at French Field. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow night we've got another one too.
Yes, we do, and we get to start right off with a
city rivalry game.
City rivalry game, and it's kind of odd. Most of our first few games are that way with the change of the conferences.
The wisdom of the folks in Denver to tell everybody that they need new conferences, and we'll talk to Kevin Lytle about that halftime. Stay tuned. I'm going to quiz him. See if his conference acumen and all these new names and places these kids get to go to. Boy, you're right about that sunshine tonight now, too, because they'll be kicking out of the sun, and then the ball comes down and it'll be in the shade again. Single setback is Zach Leal, number 6 back there. And a left-footed kicker. Foltz again back. Kicks it line drive. He's not going to make the end zone. He'll be taken at about the 3-yard line by Leal. Turns up the middle. Makes one man miss. Makes a nice cut. Going to go down past his 20-yard line. So a nice job on the return. Good job on the blocks. No flags on the play. So 1st and 10 for the Impalas. Gale for the Golden Eagles on the tackle. From their own 22-yard line. So the length of the field now in front of the Impalas with 4:50 left in the lead, 10-7. Home opener for Poudre this year. The 2016 season kicking off. Bringing you a lot of games here at French Field. So stay tuned to It Sports NoCo on the Twitter handle. Give this time wide open on the option run. McFadden gets around the corner, turns it upfield, 1st down and more. Troy McFadden did a nice job on the read and saw just the collapse of the line on that left side. And what a great job at dry blocking up there by the Impalas line. Boy, the guys on that side, Weston Mayer, number 54, along with the other guys along the front there. And I try to give all these guys the exact stat, number 77, Tyler Lawrence, 78. Those 3 names have been playing a lot the last few years up front for Poudre. That left side just moved the Golden Eagles. So out of their own goal line area, back to midfield. Snap, McFadden back to throw for the first time tonight. Down the middle, hits a stride, hits it to Zach Leal. And a nice catch by Leal, too, because he's looking into that sunshine. A little wobble on that ball, but hitting right in the numbers and a good tackle. So 2 plays on this drive and 2 first downs and about 35 yards worth of offense, Randy. McFadden on target for his first drop back. That's that run fake option. You're going to hear this a lot this year. It's one of the acronyms, the RPO. Erickson into the middle, bounces into the pile, turns the outside, cuts up field. It's going to make really good plus yardage. What a great effort. Spins away, drags tacklers for about 6 yards. But RPO, Randy, we're going to hear that a lot this year, that run pass option, and your veteran quarterbacks will just relish that. If they see the safety coming up, they'll pull it back and try to hit that slot man. Depends on what the play call, whether it's an inside-outside pass, but so far McFadden's looking sharp. 2nd and 5 now for the Impalas, 31-yard line. Give the ball again to Erickson. This time he's going to be snowed under. Nice job of penetration up front by the Golden Eagles, led by number 93, Jackson Ingram there.
It was interesting reading a little bit about the quarterback battle between Campbell and McFadden. And McFadden's been in this system since 7th grade. All he ever wanted to be so far would be a quarterback for Poudre. So I'm sure we'll see Mr. Campbell later in this game.
So 3rd and long, 6 yards here. Need to get down inside the 25-yard line, 26-yard line. Roll out left. Has a man wide open. Hits Leal again. 1st down yardage inside the 20. Boy, I tell you, Leal has made 2 nice catches on this drive and a great catch and return on that kickoff. Zach Leal drive so far.
Every time I see a number 2, it makes me think of Tom Clements from
Notre Dame days.
Notre Dame, dating us a little bit.
Just a little.
I think
I saw that in archives.
Face, did you?
Yeah, something like that. So big 1st down pickup that time. McFadden looking sharp on this drive. Ball inside the 20. Give the ball to Erickson in the middle. Big hit. Number 42 for Mountain Vista comes up and pops him. Griff Bernard, JT Erickson. That was a pretty good collision there between 2 tough football players. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10
Receivers up there at the top is, and I knew I'd have a tough one. This with the Kean Raxco, for the Impalas up on top. Fake to give, roll out. McFadden's got a man wide open in the slot there. Great pass and turn and run down the middle. Just a nice play call there, Randy. They're really keying on Erickson with his 160 yards last week. You know, that's a good way to look at it, and I believe that was a catch there. I think Brendan Kelly, number 18. Actually, I think that had to be Bryce Ramler, and that was 19. Once again, we still have some difficulties with those numbers in the distance there. He turned around the sunshine. I could make out the 9. Heavy formation again now. Snap, trap play. Erickson tossed around the backyard. He's just got to try to go forward and make some plus yardage.
You know what I liked about that? He saw he was surrounded. And instead of going out where he potentially could have lost 5 yards, he said, you know what, let's just keep our damages to a minimum. And
it's a great point. Maybe gained a half a yard. Ball's inside the 10-yard line, so it's goal to go, 2nd down.
Call that a north-south runner, don't you?
Yeah, well, coaches appreciate that. It's a rare athlete that can have that kind of acceleration to outrun everybody. And as you said, it generally doesn't work that way. Slot near side of the field.
Just under a minute left here.
Marsh and Leal roll out this way. He's looking for him. He's got a chance to make the edge. Sees he's tied in. Had him on the slight little seam. And just a little beyond the fingertips. And actually a pretty good job on defense. Bryce Williams, number 2, jumped on his back. We got a flag down, I believe, pretty much right in the middle, which, as you usually know, means one thing, and he's telling us right there. Nice job. Nice job there from our cameraman, Mr. Danatel. So instead of 3rd and goal to go, it's kind of an interesting one, though, if you're Mountain Vista. I think they'll want to move him back, and they are.
Well, Poudre's really had no trouble moving the ball the entire game.
Well,
but the last time neither did Mountain Vista, so
yeah, no, they're gonna.
They're plenty capable, aren't they? Again, Mountain Vista threw for the long touchdown, but they missed 2 others that if they would have completed would have been long touchdowns too, probably.
Yeah, so trips here left side, 2nd and 19 to go to the goal. Bubble screen out here. McFadden throws it out. Nice job, though, coming to play. And that was just a long, slow developing play. Just, it's a good look play, but Leal had nowhere to go by the time the ball got there. And that's just a difference in arm strength where you see the senior Erickson could fire that ball out there, and that's a year's difference in maturity.
Zach Hammer on the nice play there, number 28.
Yep, didn't get fooled.
Senior.
So now 3rd and 23 to go. No 1st down possible. Got to score a touchdown. Fake the ball in the middle, hits the man in the seam, throws it over the top, bounces out of his hands, and what a great catch. Unbelievable juggling catch made by number 19, Bryce Ramler. The 2 biggest plays of the game, the big sack early, and Ramler at that time takes the ball over the middle. The safety kind of gambled. He jumped the pass, didn't he? And he didn't get to make the play, and Ramler kept it alive.
McFadden put it right up there, right in front of him there too. And
yeah, that was
he was rambling down.
Yeah, that was a rambler the rambler. You're going to stick that with him, aren't you, all year long?
Yeah.
Snap and a good kick that time from Davis. So the answer on the drive and going from 3rd and 23 and a nice play call there and a gamble by the Mountain Vista safety. You know, that's that, you can't think about it, you do it, but boy, what an outstanding catch though too. Bryce Rambler hauls it in and takes it into the end zone. I think he probably tipped it 4 times.
Yeah, he did, but he stuck with it.
Well, the ball was pretty much a line drive. He had to sneak that in there. McFadden realized he had the single coverage there and goes to his big target. Rambler 6'3", give him a chance to get it out there.
Got 1 second left in the quarter here. I'll tell you what, if Poudre's got some offense, they could be really tough this year because offense is not typically wide open offense. They've had some decent years wide open offense, but their defense wasn't there to support them as well.
They're playing well right now. And well, a great way to keep your defense rested is keep your offense on the field, eat the clock up. They had that, you know, the long play was the touchdown by Mountain Vista. Other than that, their time possession was well on the side of the Impalas.
So probably about 100 folks over there from Mountain Vista. Good to see them. We want to welcome you if you're watching down in the Highlands Ranch area. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you on It Sports.
Davis again approaches the kick. Squibs this one, bounces around a couple times. Has to be picked up by Dean at the 5-yard line. He's trying to go south. There's a block in the back, and yeah, that's going to be an easy one to call. And there could be another one. And there's a lot of excited Impalas down there, but he ran about 40 yards east and about 7 yards south. But we saw that block in the back right about the 13-yard line. Actually, I thought it was a little close to the 10. That's kind of a spot foul. I think the referee, he was having a hard time getting that drawn out of the holster.
Boy,
it's early season for them too.
I was going to say that's a rarity here.
Yeah.
Usually that baby's hot and ready to go.
I shouldn't have said it, huh? But no, that was an easy call. That was had a good angle on him and hit right across the back numbers, and that's going to back up Mountain Vista inside their 10-yard line. And that's the end of the first quarter here at French Field. So the Poudre Impalas a surprising 10-point lead over the visiting Mountain Vista Golden Eagles, 17-7.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on It Sports NoCo.
Back here live now to start the second quarter of play. Kind of got there to the end of that, but the band, the cheerleaders, and the Poudre baton twirling down. They're putting on quite a show for the fans over that break. Got a little officiating and cleanup to do down there. Now it's 1st and 10 out here. They're going to actually call this another play. There was a non-timed play for that kickoff for some reason. Oh, it's because there's a penalty. You can't end on that penalty, so they took it back.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was because you can't end a.
Erickson back to throw, looks the slants, got his man inside out. Gain of plus yardage over the first down marker, so just a nice in and out dig on number 86 over there. That's an advantage, Randy, when you've got a great big receiver like Kellen Parker out there. He's probably in the 6'2", 6'3" range. And Leal, the smaller, faster corner, but he's probably giving up 35, 40 pounds and about 6, 7 inches too. You just use that, it's like a basketball screen, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Poudre coming out sharp. You know, they did this last year as well. They came out and big upset over Fort Collins last year. And speaking of Fort Collins, tomorrow night, our second game, our first weekend, and then also on Tuesday, we've got a real dandy volleyball match, our first
top
volleyball.
10s.
2 top 10 teams, Chaparral and Fossil Ridge. Samantha Peters, now Miller, will be
Mrs. Miller on the call.
Mrs. Miller on the call.
For those of you who are living in caves and don't follow volleyball around here, that Samantha is a Cherry Creek graduate, but even more so for us locals, a CSU standout, Mountain West Player of the Year 3 years ago.
So she'll be on the call Tuesday night. Chaparral Fossil Ridge, number 6 against number 10.
So 1st and 10 down for the Golden Eagles at their own 17-yard line. Trips to the right side of the field. Erickson this time actually gives up the middle. That's just to keep an honest give, isn't it? Yeah.
Their heart wasn't in that one, was it?
No. Carry that time by number 14, Michael Rizzo.
It's kind of like a Fairview run, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, we got to do this 4 or 5 times a game.
Just to let those linebackers know that there's somebody coming at them. So spread offense again, single back, twins both sides for Erickson. Looks to his right, fires, got the slant there. Well, the slant is just the corners are playing off.
Well, they are. They're giving it to him.
They're respecting that, and they're going to take what they're giving him. Just another pitch and catch there, 13-yard gain. And boy, Erickson stands, and when he gets in that pocket, he lets it go, doesn't he?
Yeah, very impressive.
Well, it's an old football adage, good route, good pass generally beats good coverage. Another cut this time up the middle. Good fake that time. The linebackers were already bailing out, and the give, it wasn't an option. It was just a straight give. Rizzo that time for about 13 yards. So both offenses are starting to show their finesse now, getting a little more success. Hurry up on the offense now. Smart if you're the Golden Eagles. As we talked about before, a lot of these kids for Poudre play both ways. And one thing that Erickson does really well, you've got a good pass rusher like Weston Mayer, these other down linemen for the Impalas. You throw in a 1-2 count, they don't get there, do they?
No.
The big sack earlier on the one-held ball. Another just cross pattern there, and that should be called a pick play. I'm sorry, but there's an old defensive back coming out at me here. But the outside receiver for Mountain Vista came in and just stood there, and his receiver just stepped behind him. There was nobody really to get in the way and block, but somebody got moved.
But those are illegal, aren't they?
It's so hard to call. Oh, another nice move up there by Rizzo. He's hard to see under that line. He's got the quick feet and accelerates in a gain of about 14.
Well, we've talked about the last 4 or 5 years that, you know, the small back is in vogue right now because you cannot hardly see him behind all the linemen.
And I think he's not really called much of a small back, but Brandon Sprayberry tomorrow night, I look for him to have an excellent senior season, translating like his older brother Andrew a few years ago, who had 1,300 yards his senior year, leading that ground game for the SaberCats. Snapped Erickson. Boy, he's staring it down pretty good. I mean, Selby had an idea where it was going, but the defensive backs, all for Poudre, are playing behind. Nobody's really jumping their routes right now, and that senior, you know, that he's throwing to seniors that time. Number 6 was the receiver, John Creasa, another senior. So that route running and the DBs it's just a hard thing to do in high school, is being a cover DB. And it's all man out there, free safety over the middle. Blitz coming this time. Erickson's got to get the ball in the air. That one's tipped and almost intercepted. Tell you, another big play by do you remember Ted Hendricks played for the Oakland Raiders years ago? They called him the Stork.
Well, I remember he played for the Baltimore Colts first.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I read it.
Yeah. Well, a play that time, Bryce Ramler showing his athleticism, comes in the blitz. He didn't get there. What coaches want you to do, extend. He's got those long arms. Stood up, put the pressure on. He comes again this time, takes an inside route. Erickson steps outside and tries to deep the end zone. And it's going to be caught for a touchdown. Wow, what a throw. I tell you, Erickson, the difference that time, Ramler went inside the block, and Erickson smartly stepped outside, gave him all the time in the world, and he throws a dart downfield, and your DB, you've got nobody help over the middle. That is such a long ways to cover. That's a tough play.
That was 35 yards, like a baseball.
Yeah, it didn't go above the crossbars and caught backside the end zone. PA attempt coming. And that one was tipped, and it did make it over the crossbars. I don't think it was. That ball might have been tipped, but that was just like a chip shot. If you're a golfer, that's just a little punch chip shot. It just had enough to barely crease the uprights, but it's a line drive in the scorebook. So 14-17 now. The Mountain Vista Golden Eagles answer.
So you're saying that won't go on his recruiting?
No, that one. No, that's what cut out. might have been a little timing issue, and it's their first game of the year. Poudre played last year, but coming back and playing your first game of the year, and those timing pieces like your snap, your hold, and everything else, it doesn't take much to go wrong there. So 9:22 left here. You're watching PSD TV, Channel 10, and PSD YouTube on Stream It Sports. Go to streamitsports.com. Check us out. Catch it in HD on your tablet, your mobile device, on your big screen. Leo back again. Big return the last time. Don't know if the Golden Eagles kicker will push it to the end zone or not. Last one was taken about the 5. It's such a weapon to have a kicker be able to take it deep in the end zone in high school. So far the return game, the big long punt return that gave a touchdown up, and then the last time the kick, this one's going to be short, taken about the 13-yard line by Leal. Another chance to return, breaks it right up the middle, escapes out of one-arm tackle. Ball out past the 30. Coach McVicker will take that.
A 17-yard return by Zach Leal. Trevor Jasper.
Got a great package of games this year on Stream It Sports.
Oh, it's going to be a great school year.
You know, with all the conference changes, we've got several Denver teams. Mountain Vista is one of them, but also Valor Christian. We've got Lakewood, Highlands Ranch. We'll talk a little bit about that Valor Christian game.
Some of those others out there were trying to get these linemen the hardest number to see on the field, but still wagging the center. Still McFadden at quarterback, give the ball right up the middle. Kind of had to rush that one. Strong run by J.T. Erickson, but only for maybe a yard plus. And, if you're Poudre right now, you wouldn't mind leaving that offense to the Eagles on the sideline for a little bit. Erickson's starting to really heat up. You're looking for a chance. You need to drive the ball again, which they've been doing well. I look for a bit more of that run-pass option. If my preference, the old ball coach, he says I'd like to see McFadden turn it up and run again. Slant play hits man right over the middle. Selby hits him a little bit behind him. Goes to the ground, incomplete.
Intended for Ryan Selby. 3rd and 9.
So long 3rd and 9 here. Clock is stopped. 8:42 left.
Got Selby at 5'10", 140.
Okay. Fadden back to throw. Blitz coming. Good ball. They got the screen set up, but it was nicely read out. Tell you, Erickson was there. We got a late flag coming. We're going to have an after-the-play personal foul on the far side. And it depends on which side. I'm seeing the Mountain Vista coaches with their hands on their hips.
And so was number 22. Had his hands on his hips, so I'm assuming.
He's going to be part of either the side of it. No, they're going to pick it up. So just a little bit of a late, and actually probably what it was is blocking downfield, Randy.
Right.
And since it was a screen pass, that's allowed. So alertly, the officials conferred and brought it back up. So 4th down now.
First punt for.
Yep. Need to get the up back in. Now he's in there. Now they've got their 11. A good snap, no rush. Nice punt.
Wow.
Driving back inside the 25-yard line. Spins out of one tackle, steps out of bounds. Nice job down on punt coverage by the Impalas, but an excellent punt that time and no real return.
Almost outkicked his coverage early. But he did punt it down towards the sideline, so
minimize that alley. It's a great point.
8:04 left here in the second quarter.
Trouble is you're giving the ball back to Mr. Erickson and company.
Yes,
Sorry to cut you off there because
okay.
He ran out there. He's anxious to get back out there.
And he's hot and he's ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Single back again, trips the top field. Nobody really in tight. Poudre's had success blitzing off the edge. Ramler again out there on the open side of the field.
Well, I bet you that doesn't happen again. What Mr. Erickson's
Blitz coming this time to go into the pocket. He steps up, steps by the pressure. He's got a man wide open down the seam, and just a little behind Dean. Oh, if he'd have hit him on the numbers, but look where he's at on the field. The view he had looking back into that sunshine is
tough.
A really tough one. But boy, did Erickson show great pocket presence there.
That was just like 40 yards on a.
Well, and he's got great tutelage over on that sideline. TJ Rubley, for those of you who are Tulsa Hurricane fans, but former Tulsa All-American, NFL quarterback, and been a coach at Mountain Vista for a few years. Oh, great job up front that time. Defensive front for Poudre stopped him. And running back number 26 tried to bounce it outside. He didn't really have anywhere to go.
You know, if I'm Poudre's coaches at halftime, one thing that I would have to talk about is these receivers are getting separation pretty much any time they want.
Yeah, no, that step up there that Dean ran right down the slot. I mean, if he caught it, it was
both guys were
sprint.
open. They were right next to each other. He could have either one of
Yep,
them.
roll out left side. Erickson's plan. He's trying to look downfield deep, lets it fly. That's going to be offensive pass interference. He's pushing back in the face mask. Yeah, that's an easy call. Selby was in the right spot, and number 6 is just shoving him in the face mask, and that's going to go the other way. Now, I've been wrong before, but that was an easy one to call. The field judge had the hanky out the whole way, and he's given the signal.
We've also seen these go the other way.
Oh, that's an awful call. I'm sorry. Yeah, that happens. But the last 2 or 3 steps, the advantage is all the receiver there. He had his hand in the face mask of the defensive back. Coach McVicker and his team is trying to get the kids pumped up, but that was a free pass that shouldn't have been allowed. I don't like to criticize the players, but I will criticize the adults. Rizzo this time upfield again. Boy, showing that acceleration, didn't he?
Yeah, and they only need a little bit of that.
Yep. Tate Bornhoft up there. Number 5 making the initial hit. Drop down, tackled by Leal. That's just a tough play to have on your defense, a long play like that. Under 7 to play here in the half. Give the ball again to Rizzo. He just hides behind that line, slides out, first down yardage.
Once again, Michael Rizzo gets the call. 4 yards pickup on the play, 1st and 10, Golden Eagles. Weston Mayer makes the stop for Poudre.
54 Mayer downfield, making the tackle from his defensive end spot. Still just 3 down linemen. Poudre blacks off now into zone. Lob pass for the corner. And that one's not going to be a tough call. They were just bouncing in each other.
Did he fall on purpose? Or
well, there's a lot of contact there. Well, the cornerback's trying to jam him, and that's the advantage of that kind of a pass. It's just a toss pass to the corner, and the receiver, the corner's got no advantage at all. He doesn't know the ball's in the air. He's still trying to jam the receiver, and rather give up 6 there. That was an accurate call. But one of the hardest positions to play on you're on an island out there, aren't you?
Yes, you are.
1st and goal to go.
And our opinions are never really mattering in this whole matter because it's on the field. The call's made.
They've yet to come up and ask us.
Yeah.
And I keep waiting for them to, but
you'd think they would. Erickson again, deep corner throw, turns around. Receiver just jumps up in the air over the top. Touchdown. The ball was a little bit underthrown actually, and just the height again. We talked about that. Kellen Parker goes up over the top of the DB and pulls it in. So 6:18 left here in the half. First lead of the night for the Golden Eagles. They go ahead. Extra point pending.
Well, they sure have turned their offense around, haven't they, from the first couple of drives.
Now Mountain Vista's got everybody out there. Fultz is ready. Snap kind of slow. Boy, I tell you, Ramler was close to that one. That was a good kick, drove it through. Still working on that timing. So 21-17 now, 6:18 left here in the half. Poudre will get the ball, trailing by 4.
21-17.
Talk a little bit about our volleyball schedule as well. We've got 16 volleyball games. Of course, we've got our city matches. We'll have a package of basketball games as well, and this year we're going to be adding lacrosse.
Yep.
In the spring.
Very excited for that.
Yeah, so we're, if you're a lacrosse parent or if you own a business or something that would like to sponsor our lacrosse games. We're going to do about 6 of them. Be sure and contact us. You could just message us at NoCo Broadcast on Twitter.
Or you can contact Russ McKinstry, too, our new athletic director. We've had a great start with him.
Yes.
Thanks to all his help backing our efforts here, too.
I think we've actually got an email set up, noco@streamitsports.com. So I think you can actually email us through that as well. So if you are interested, or if you're interested, we got room for a couple more sponsors even on our football games. So if you're interested in that, contact us.
Mason Foltz again to kick off. Important drive coming now for the Impalas. Kicks me real short, barely get past the 20-yard line, taking it to 16. Breaks it right up the middle, breaks the outside. Oh, big hit.
Boy, 34.
34 came up and introduced him, but that's a tough run.
Kobe Salinas.
Yeah, Zach Leal's putting on some yardage tonight there. This is the time of the game, late second quarter, late fourth quarter, when that difference between kids playing both ways for Poudre and no one playing both ways for Mountain Vista really starts to show. I've seen some kids walk around their hands on their hips, and the other guy that you're going against has been sitting for 5 or 6 plays or 5 or 6 minutes maybe. That's a big difference. No lack of quit in the Impalas, obviously, but a lot of those names out there, guys, are going both ways. That's a tougher deal to do. Option right side, bounces off the face mask, bounces straight up, though, a bit of a break to Erickson. Snowed under.
Well, Mountain Vista's got their mojo on now, so.
Well, they had 7 in the box that time. I think they figured that Poudre would like to run the ball and try to get that clock running again. Need a little bit of misdirection there. They had 7 guys flowing to the ball, and quarterback that time got rid of it real quick. There wasn't any force, so it must have been just a called option play.
5:40 left here in the second quarter. 21-17 our score.
Right now, there's no safety on the field. Now he's dropping back sort of in the middle. This time, a little lob pass. He's got Selby. Oh, boy, if that ball had been in the field. And that's the toughest pass to learn to play, throw as a young quarterback. Throw that touch pass down in front. But it had too much air under it, because if that would have been on target, Ryan Selby would have taken it to the house. He had 2 steps on the corner. But unfortunately, that stopped the clock, too. 5:33 left to play. 3rd and 13. Not what you want to have happen here. Big play would be nice to the Impalas get that first down. McFadden being pursued outside. He had a chance to roll back out. Great throw. To be caught short of the sticks. I haven't got a signal yet from the side judge. And the umpire come running up there and agreed with all the coaches on the Mountain Vista sideline saying, no, that was dropped. So the linesman, who was about 5 feet away, didn't have a good angle. And and that's part of this teamwork that the officials got to do. If you got the angle, you got to go help him out. And he ran over to say no, emphatically that was dropped. So another incomplete pass. No time, if hardly any runoff on that drive. And the snap well over the head of the punter, Davis. He's going back into the end zone. He's looking around, and you know what? Smartly, you didn't see the pressure coming, but most of your coaches say don't be a hero. He just threw it out the back of the end zone, and it's a safety.
He didn't see that nobody.
That was airmailed.
The defense really didn't know that it was back there either.
Well, I don't know how much he could have done on that. That's one of those, like, son, 99 sounds 100. That's fine. That would have been the one time you could have broke the rule, but every coach will say, you know what, I'd rather have you do as your coach, and that's to get rid of the ball. Don't give up 6. Because now you get a chance for a free kick from the 20, whereas if he'd have kicked it and it hadn't gone to the 30-yard line, all of a sudden it's 1st and 10 on your half the field. I can give you 5 good reasons. That was still a great play. But unfortunately, if you give up another touchdown, and it makes it, just that offense over there is just red hot right now, and I feel a fair amount of that's got to do with the fatigue of all these Impalas. Game, but playing both ways. That is just tough to do.
So how many of those guys are playing both ways?
Well, pretty much all your linemen. I mean, as the offense that goes out there, other than the quarterback, I've seen every number on the field on both sides of the ball. And the guy you're playing against has not played the last time you were on the other side of the ball. That is a big difference. If you look across the sideline over there, only bringing varsity up here, and Mountain Vista still brought 70-some kids. Coach Cash and his staff, that's the luxury of the bigger schools. People don't understand sometimes, we're the smallest of the 5A schools. That time, Davis drives a great kick back to the 12-yard line. A lot of return room there. Breaks up the middle. And I'll tell you, Dean gets hit, but gets about the 46-yard line. That's not a bad coverage. And Austin Davis drove that ball, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And, it's equivalent to a 25-yard punt. So, it's from where they were.
That's a great point. But right now, you just love to stop this offense that's just been humming here since the middle of the first quarter.
Football is really the one sport where the numbers really matter. It doesn't matter as much in basketball, but football is the one because you need bodies.
Yeah, you can only rotate kids out so much.
Well, you need bodies to practice, too.
Yeah. Erickson back to throw, look down the middle. He's going to take it deep, fires it, got a man sliding, go across. And what a catch. Comes back behind the DB, and that's number 7 for Mountain Vista, Tristan Smith. That's the back shoulder throw. The only person that knows it's coming is that receiver. The corner, the DB out there, there's no chance. That once again, he's on that island, and here comes the hurry-up offense, smartly done by Mountain Vista. But you've got no chance out there. If you just throw it, you're the quarterback. It's completion, but that was done by the receiver. Spins out of a tackle, is going to make it in the end zone. I tell you, they had him for just a second there, and number 29 for Mountain Vista does exactly what you don't want to have happen as a Poudre fan. Whiteside takes it in, and they score in 2 plays, Randy.
I was going to say on that pass, that was a perfect
He threw it to the
pass.
spot, and just the back shoulder throw. The receiver knows he can stop and jump back behind the DB. The DB's got no chance on that. That's why these shutdown corners make so much money in the NFL. So back on for the PAT, Foltz this time. Gets it up, crossed, and good. So that makes it 30-17. What a change after leading 17-10. Excuse me, 17-7 actually, and then they just take off on an offensive roll, and then the misfortune of the snap and this forced safety. It's just been all Golden Eagles this quarter.
Well, the other thing is, what those receivers are coming to the quarterback and saying, don't you? I can beat my man. I can beat my man because he's just throwing it. He's just saying, well, run, and I'll throw it up there.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they've done. He's thrown at least 5 deep balls.
And 3 of them caught, and 2 of them, I'm still not going to buy that one. Like I said, that's just.
But he's airing. He's giving he's airing it out.
Yeah. Well, and that ball doesn't take a lot of time to get there, does it? He steps up. If you keep it,
he's not.
He's got that chance. And once again, that goes about my point about fatigue. You can't get to the quarterback if you're tired. You can't keep bringing some of the. Ramler was there early a couple times, made the big hit early. And since then, they've adjusted blocking a little bit. But still, Ramler's playing offense and defense both. All those guys out there, that's just tough to do.
See if we see Campbell down there warming up at all. Or
short kick this time, taken by Nutback. Off his face mask, goes to the ground. Makes a couple of miss, runs through his own man. That's the way to go north-south with it, though. Out past the 36-yard line. And we are going to have a quarterback change, it looks like. I'm not sure. Well, Campbell's got his hat on, but he's not going in.
By James Christensen.
And it could be halves each, whatever the plan the coaches came in with.
Well, McFadden or Campbell, neither one's going to go out there and stop that Erickson.
Yeah, neither of them playing defensive back.
McFadden has played fine at quarterback. That's not, you score 17 points and a half.
Yeah, no, they're running into, we knew that coming in. You got 3 excellent receivers returning. Well, they're just daring him to throw the ball now. And that's just, there's no communication. That ball's just thrown up for grabs, unfortunately. The receiver went inside, the throw was outside. And that's that getting used to being in the same rhythm there.
And I'm not liking the body language. Just there, you had the receiver kind of.
Yeah, no, they were nowhere near the same page because he thought the slot receiver was going to move out. Right now, if you can see on the camera, the view we've got press coverage up on front, no safety in the middle, and 5 down linemen. So a 52 with just the 4 outsiders. This time the middle's wide open. That time hits it. Oh, bounces out of the receiver's hands. A good throw by McFadden right into the cover back. It's going to be an interception on the 39-yard line. What a tough break.
Zach Leal was the intended receiver.
Yep.
Hit him right in his hands.
Yeah, just slid through, and number 28 coming behind him, who's trailing him on the play, and that's Zach Hammer.
That's a nice pass.
Yeah, no, that's a good throw. And he put it right on the money, and like I said, that's part of that.
It got refunded, didn't it?
Yeah. Part of that we talked about before with the men. So if you're right now,
he's going deep. I'll guarantee you right now.
You got that look. 4:25 left here. Defensive backs, far side, they're 10 to 12 yards off. Erickson just flips it down the middle. There's could be no. Yeah, he did. We knew it was coming. He's just trying to find the flag. The receiver on the slot tried to cut inside, and the safety was just kind of peeking in the backfield and just grabbed his hip. So that'll be a first down.
So believe it or not, Fountain Fort Carson is in the same conference as Poudre.
Yeah.
And they'll be coming this way. So,
yep. And along with Valor Christian, one of the headline teams in the entire region, defending state 5A champs.
Fossil Ridge is conference with Cherry Creek.
Yep. Ralston Valley, Arvada West in with Rocky Mountain. Stay tuned at halftime, too. We'll have Kevin Lyland with the Colorado and explain it all to you.
Yes.
Thanks again to Colorado.
Every detail of the...
Embedding our broadcast in them. First of a whole slate of games here at French Field. Erickson turns the slot, just fires, hits Dean there. Nice tackle, comes up, secures it short of the first down. Dylan Marsh, I think, on a good wrap-up tackle. That's a good tackle downfield.
Well, Poudre really needs to hold them to not score again here. It's 4 minutes left before halftime.
On that fresh offense, they're ready to go, and they know they're going to play that hurry up. They're not going to give Poudre a chance to get a breath. Second and about 3. Erickson looking downfield again. Blitz this time. He's going to get taken down. He's lucky he got the ball put away, Randy. That time Rambler on a little bit of a delayed blitz came the outside, and he got caught peeking downfield.
He's a rare breed that we see. He's a pass-only guy. You don't see him running at all or thinking about running or similar to the quarterback we'll see tomorrow night for Fossil Ridge as well.
Griffin Roberts, a big, strong kid like that, too, big arm.
You'd think he'd run, but you don't really see him run.
No, they're going to make their living back there, getting the ball downfield to the receivers. And that time, Rambler just almost a half count came off the corner. No one was on him, and nice safe tackle. Loss of about 10. Ball back to Rizzo. This time he's going to struggle forward, just gain a couple.
Boy, Poudre needed that stop.
Yeah, they really did. That's a nice play down there. You see flying across the top of the pile. You get Weston Mayer there and trying to catch that other young man that was going through it. I know part of that was, I think Tyler Lawrence down over there, but can't catch the linebacker's number that ran over on that too. You got to just about spy him on every play. If you're not rushing, you can't let that Rizzo break free anymore, can you?
No, and 3rd and 13.
Yeah, with 3:02 left here. Well, what their go-to play has been the slant. Just that deep post. Right now, Poudre is showing a too deep safety.
Not sure what they're.
We've got officials talking with coaches out on the field. Referees on the far sideline. Going to go over and talk to Coach Cash. Hey, Coach McVicker would like to know what that conversation is about. This is basically the equivalent of a timeout, but in this way, I think it actually affects Mountain Vista, not to their good, but to the better for Poudre. They give them a chance to take a little bit of a blow and let those kids get that step, because now you really want to bring the house if you can. Don't let Erickson have that moment. He's been too accurate. Now we're going to have a conference. The referee's about to take control of this and say, okay, that's enough. Not sure what the discussion would be. Might have been the mark on the ball. but we have waved off, so we're going to get a timeout. I think Coach Cash would really like to get his opinion heard. So timeout taken on the field. We'll be right back.
Honestly, the experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
So we're back here.
Coach Cash out there getting.
Well, I thought it was 4th down, so
yeah.
they must have been confused on what down it was.
Yeah, it was. That's why all the guys over there had their arms raised, and they hadn't moved the marker yet, so it was a mystery to us too. Because you had the sack, you had the run, and in all this, I've forgotten what that other play would have been, but I'm trusting everybody down there to have it right.
Ryan Selby, also deep for the Impalas.
Frame back to kick. Just inside his 35-yard line, waiting for the snap. Pushes it up in the air, going to drop, fair catch called. Going into traffic there, the ball hits the ground. They're going to call fair catch interference. And that's a nice job by the returner that time. Leal just, he called fair catch, ran up into there, and he bounced off of somebody, and that will get you the call generally. And a smart play by the veteran returner for the Impalas.
Yeah, that takes guts to know that somebody will call it.
Well, and also that somebody just doesn't see you come running forward. They decide to not pay attention to the ball and run right through you. Still a warm, sticky night here at French Field. Thanks for tuning in to PSD TV and Stream It Sports. Thanks again to Phil Mildred and his organization. Many things we're going to try to bring you and adding on to our broadcast. You're seeing the signal that time for the fair catch interference. They're looking to the sidelines for the Impalas. What do they intend to do? I think they're going to make a punt it again. Threw the ball back to the referee. That would tell you he's going to reback and remark it. Nice job across the way. And this is the time to thank those volunteers that come out and do the work on the sidelines. Those guys running the chains and the yard marker, they could make a whole lot of things go wrong. You got to listen to that side judge. They didn't move it, so they're going to force them to punt again. Ball was marked at the 48 on the Mountain Vista side. They're going to move it back 10 yards from there, so it's not a point of contact where the ball was received from line of scrimmage. That's a pretty big penalty. Now the punter's going to be taking the snap this time inside his own 20-yard line. Selby and Leal back, twin for the back. This time low line drive kick taken on the far side. Boy, that's a great catch because that ball, the defender was pushed the blocker right into him. That was a nice catch over there by Selby. So just a gain of about 5-6 yards. Low driving punt and nice job of catching it. Jake Frame, for those of us who have been around a few years, was moved out of this school district down to the metro area, but knew him in middle school, got to coach him. Nice job of punting night for the Golden Eagles.
I think his dad retweeted a couple of tweets today, so,
yeah.
or else he did. I don't know if it was him or his dad, but
Mount Vista, this time they ran the jet sweep, and right away they had some motion. We had people going in motion at the same time the receiver did. It can't move and give the same time. Yeah. 2 players in motion at the same time is not a live play for the offense. It's allowed. The referee called it right away. I like the play call, Randy. They needed some misdirection, and unfortunately, at the same time, the 2 sudden plays they've tried, the sneak earlier where they tried to set it up, was also a penalty, and this one's going to give another 5-yard. So moves him back to the 26-yard line. McFadden still under center, which anymore is really not the way to say it, is it? So as we take the time out here on the field, let's talk about some of those volleyball games and other games we've got coming forward here. You talked about that new conference we're going to have. That's not just for football, here locally. That's changed the whole state's going to play that way in 5A.
Yeah, they've got there's just, it's hard to figure out what they're doing, but somebody knows what they're doing.
Yep.
Or at least feel like they do. But it's going to be really good for us because we're going to get to see some teams that we have never seen. Ralston Valley's coming down. Highlands Ranch is coming down.
And Dylan, if we can get a shot of the sideline here, the cheerleaders and the yell squad. The band's leading the crowd in their cheer.
I've got to do a shout out to my sister-in-law, Jill, and Tim, and Connor. Their son is on the 10th grade team here at Mountain Vista. So hopefully his senior year, if they play here at home, I'll be able to
get a chance there,
call that game for them. So shout out to them. Watching in Highlands Ranch.
So after
they're great
penalty,
Chiefs fans too.
1st and 15.
That's a joke. They're not.
Yeah. Quick snap. Throw the fade here. Ball's just kind of up in the air. Receiver breaks back underneath. He's going to get the interference call and make the reception. So a little turnaround is fair play like that. The ball was underthrown, but Selby came back underneath. The same thing as before. It's just the back shoulder pass, and the defensive back has no idea that that's coming.
But you got to lead him, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah,
and he still almost broke that tackle to go in.
That's the young quarterback learning to throw. That's a hard pass to throw, a timing pass that takes lots and lots of repetitions. But either way, it was across the midfield, the biggest play they've had this quarter almost, at least in the last 3 drives. So chance, still 2:19 left to play here in the half, Randy. You go back, get a touchdown now, you're down less than a score. Same play again, throws it down, he's got his man open. Got to keep it in play.
Well, I guarantee you, Selby came back and says, I can beat my man.
And he did. Yeah, you want to have your receiver be the only one to be able a chance to catch it, but you got to keep it in play too. And that's just a tough throw to make. And the difference, is just that small difference on whether that's inbounds or not.
But he's gotten separation twice now. Selby has on the outside, or 3 times.
Yep. Faked the ball that time, throws it in the middle. Nice pass. That time a much better throw. McFadden had a chance to just step and deliver, showed his arm strength. First down inside the 30-yard line. Leal just on a nice cut route.
Yeah, that ball explodes out of his arm.
Yeah, got his head up this time. Lots of room to run, makes a move. He's going to have a holding call. He's going to bring it back. Goes down after about an 8-yard gain, but we're going to have a holding in the backfield. That'll bring it back. Unfortunately, it's a spot foul, too, at the 35. It'll pull it back to about midfield.
Got an injury on the
field. And actually, I think that might be McFadden because he twisted when he rolled down. He rolled down and fell backwards. And I didn't like the way that happened, and we'll just leave it at that. So as we come back here.
Look who's out there looking at him. Coach for Mountain Vista.
Yeah, well, and he probably saw the play there too. So we're going to have a timeout here on the field and go away from that. And while they tend to that young man, we'll go to a commercial and come back. We're back here live. Injured Impala was the quarterback on the run that time. Troy McFadden just kind of went down awkwardly. Kind of thinking, hoping it's just an ankle and not a knee. Neither are comfortable, but one generally much easier to come back from. Had to be helped off the field, standing upright.
Well, we saw something that I've never seen, and the opposing coach came
kudos.
over and walked him over.
Yeah, kudos to that staffer for Mount Vista.
Don't ever see that.
Yeah, and looks like he's got the training package on there now. Flag down on the false start.
Probably a hyperextension is.
Well, he's actually walking right now without any assistance. So it I don't know, it could have been a cramp, but one of the oddest things about it, injuries can be very sneaky, and you're going to find out whether or not.
Well, we both had knee injuries.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have, but I have, and it hurts so bad that when it stops hurting, it's euphoric.
Yeah.
And then the next day
Hopefully it could have been just a cramp. That time Campbell, the right end, throws a dart to the outside, hits his receiver downfield, gain of about 15, and more importantly, goes out of bounds. Stops
Campbell,
the clock.
a 2-year starter.
Yeah, there's not really a drop-off there. You're not hoping for somebody that doesn't know he's going, so it's next man up, as it has to be in sports. Minute 14 left in the half. Paul is trailing by 13.
And there's probably some things Campbell does better.
Well, it's just the year's experience, too. So single back, Erickson behind Campbell in the pistol. Twins both side. Snap roll out left. The long out throw just a little wide. Receiver kind of came out of the break.
And that's a tough
flat
throw to make your second play in the game,
yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, you weren't standing over there warming up.
Campbell ran for 2 touchdowns last week, so he's a little bit more of a prolific runner.
So brings up 3rd and 18. Now you got to kind of think about your play call here. Are you going to get 18, and do you want to stop the clock or not? 1 timeout remaining for the Mountain Vista Golden Eagles. Snap, a little bit of movement there, not called. This time he steps up, he's got room to run, throws it downfield, he's got a man wide open, a push back off. Nice recovery by the DB. A little hand fighting down there, which was, I guess if they're not going to call it, they're not going to call it.
That was really a good throw,
and
it was a good route, and it was a good defense.
Well, Campbell had some room to run, but not that 13, 14 yards where you need to be sure of it. And he saw a chance to go for it. It's tough to tell a young man not to. And that was just a nice recovery play by the DB.
Minute 1 left and plenty of time for Mountain Vista. Try to score again.
Good snap. Punts high up in the air and not really going to gain much. Actually goes out of bounds. It's going to be walked back. 30-yard line. Try to get a little, just want to shade it in there down inside the 10-yard line, and it just goes off the side of the foot a little bit. So not much of a, only about a +4 yards. Davis is an awful good punter, but I've seen every one of them have one that goes off the foot. Unfortunately, though, that's going to give about a minute left, 54 seconds left for Erickson. Now, this is when you don't mind the DBs catching the ball, somebody catching the ball in front of him. Erickson tries to go outside, fires the long out. Oh, that's just a good play call.
Wow.
I like that long slide, the slot. Dean came out of there underneath and ran that drag pattern the outside, and that strong arm from about the middle of the field to about a 17-yard out on a rope.
Those kind of arms play on Saturday usually.
Yes, they do. Good-looking quarterback prospect. And it's just a great play call, too, because he got him the out of bounds, goes out of bounds. Now, you get the first down, they'll set the clock and start running him. He goes out of bounds, it stops. Oh, another great throwing out there.
By number 7.
Yeah, good job on the coverage there.
With his hands.
Yep.
Young receivers take note on that. That's Tristan Smith.
Yep, Smith and the nice little turn out.
Well, there's 2 number 7s. So.
Yeah, no, I know it's Smith because I talked to the coaches ahead of the game. So, yeah, they've got several duplicate numbers on there. It's hard enough for us, guys. 1st and 10, back again. Erickson steps up in the pocket, looks, fires towards the end zone, trying to find his man, and that's going to be just a great catch over the shoulder. Oh, nice job.
That's John Krissa.
Yeah, and what a great catch. And once again, the DBs just don't have a choice. Quarterback steps up. He had 4 and 5 seconds. Again, the fatigue and not being able to rush him, not having enough bodies to get to the passer, gives Erickson all the time in the world. Rolls out to his right, looks in the end zone, a little screen pass underneath. And a nice job of the defensive line. Just setting a pick up there, didn't let him have a chance to get outside. And that'll be the last time out of the half taken by Mountain Vista. But Randy, what a great job by the defense. Everybody played their position, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And, you know, I can remember us talking a little bit about Fairview last year, and a sack down there is nothing because they're just on the 7-yard line, so they're going to throw it in the end zone one way or another.
Yeah, 23 seconds left, and it's going to be 2nd and 7.
He reminds you a little bit of Johnny.
Actually, 2nd and about 14.
He reminds you a little bit of Johnny Photo, and except Johnny Photo ran quite a bit.
Yeah, he played that backyard offense and ran all over. There was no such thing as a dead play when he had the ball in his hands.
See the cheer squad there.
Paul is down there, keeping their fans in.
And I would not want to be in those black outfits tonight.
Yeah, it's finally cooling off a little bit. Those ladies are getting a workout. The band over here, too. Always like the Poudre band. They happen to play some songs more of our era. We always appreciate that.
And what era would that be, Mr. Haase?
Not recent.
Oh.
Trips to the left, back to the game. Blitz coming this time. Erickson fires over the middle.
Oh, that's
an incomplete pass.
Ooh.
Back judge decided for a second there, but just jumping the route.
I thought he had him saddled up. But,
well, it's just that, did you show two hands? Did you show the one hand riding and one hand reaching? And that time the safety, Marsh, that time had both hands in the air. Well played. What I mean there is, does the receiver have one hand on his body and one hand where he tried to deflect it as a defensive back, and the back judge rewarded him for good effort. Good technique. Erickson again snowed under this time. Oh, he stands big enough up and throws it. Oh my gosh, he almost had a chance. That's knowing where his receiver's at. But he saved, about a 7-yard loss. But he's a big, strong kid, isn't he?
The Golden Eagles do not have height and weight, so we don't know how big Erickson is. But
I asked one of the coaches for the game, and I said I walked by him in the field. I go, he looks 6'4", and he says he might be closer to 6'5", and he's probably all of about 215. So Folt's going to be attempting a 31-yarder from the right hash. Snap, down, kick is long enough, and it's good. So after a hot start, the Impalas see a 34-point run by the prolific arm of Judd Erickson and those receivers over there, not for the lack of effort by the Impalas. I think it's just a little too much to do to try to play both ways on a hot night here at French Field and an accomplished quarterback.
How many outstanding catches have we seen from receivers?
Yep.
And I mean, from 4 or 5 different receivers have made outstanding catches. And I mean, usually in high school, if you've got one,
you're pretty fortunate.
Of those kind of guys, maybe 2 if you're really, really good, and we've called 4 numbers that I know of
that have been excellent catches. Well, and that kind of goes to show that these summer 7-on-7 leagues, which are so big, that these teams, especially in the metro area, there's several events you can go to, and the kids travel for these sort of things. They're out of state. And but the 7-on-7 leagues, if you don't know what those are, basically you're out there with the center and all your receivers and eligible, and it's just skill positions on skill position. It's very up-paced, but you get a lot more work done, a lot of that timing work done. And that's the difference we see with a senior quarterback like Erickson versus the junior quarterback McFadden on those timing routes. We'll see that next year in the maturation of a quarterback. He'll start putting those on the money more and more. So 6 seconds left. The kickoff from Foltz is bunted downfield. This will be the last play of the half, barring a penalty. So the kick was taken, returned about to the 30-yard line, and that'll run out the clock here. After 2 quarters of play here at French Field, the Poudre Impalas are trailing the visiting Mountain Vista Golden Eagles 33-17.
The experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, an easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
Honestly.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Welcome back to French Field. It's halftime. I'm joined by Kevin Lytle from the Coloradoan. And Kevin, basically you summed it up when we met before we came in. It was a great start.
Yeah, it was a perfect start for Poudre. 3 and out. go down, score, get a big punt return. I mean, they could not have drawn up a better 5 minutes to start the game. But then Mountain Vista started doing some hurry-up stuff. As you astutely mentioned before the game, Poudre has a lot of guys that go both ways. Mountain Vista is not. It's a hot, muggy night, and you could see as they started doing the hurry-up, the Poudre guys started getting worn down. And Judd Erickson, what a quarterback. I mean.
Yeah, after just a couple of early items that you kind of like, okay, you got to get loosened up, and boy, he started throwing the ball on, he's throwing ropes out there, and they're right on target, and his receivers are doing him justice.
Exactly. You have a pretty lethal combo of a great talent back there, and then a lot of good skill receivers. They have a mix. They have some bigger guys that can go up and make a play, and then little speed demons. They're doing a masterful job, and I think I have to say it's a well-called game as well for Mountain Vista. They've manipulated the Poudre defense pretty good.
Well, the experience they got on that sideline, as I mentioned during the telecast, you've got a former college All-American quarterback and NFL quarterback, TJ Ruble. He's seen more rodeos than most, and even the experience with Coach McVicker and the rest of the staff there, it's just those many hours of single use in the game and really showing, because there's just been some excellent play calling, and they can execute.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done a great job. I mean, Judd Erickson's over 300 yards passing already at half, and Poudre's moved the ball pretty well. They have to be relatively happy with the offense. Obviously, McFadden goes down late. Hopefully, it's nothing serious, not just for this game, but moving forward. But obviously, if there's one position that Poudre has a lot of depth in, it is quarterback. James Campbell has done a lot of great things, so it's not like they have to condense the playbook in the second half here. Campbell will be just fine. He's more than comfortable with what they can do.
So let's preview then tomorrow night. We've got to start off with a city rivalry game, and I'm gonna do a little start on this for you now, because we've got all these new setups with 5A, and Randy and I talked about a little bit during the telecast. For those of you who've been around this area a long time, the Front Range, they've met all the city schools. I'm going to quiz you from your own article in today's paper.
Oh, boy.
Can you name the name of the 3 conferences that Poudre, Rocky Mountain, and Fossil are playing in now?
Not a chance.
Okay.
We joke about it. I actually wrote down flashcards. I have them at my desk. I figure once we get closer to conference play, I'll start studying them.
Well, I will cheat.
They're
I
a little
will cheat.
tough.
I'll admit it, and I'll say right now that Fossil Ridge is playing in the historical Mount Elbert Conference.
Yes, of course.
And Poudre, sitting here tonight, is playing in the Mount Lincoln Conference. And Rocky Mountain playing in the Mount Wilson Conference. Names that will just roll off everybody's tongue.
Wilson, that's the one I was totally going to forget. I think I had the other 2, but Wilson, I lost that one.
Well, and then Windsor, as we know, is along with Fort Collins.
In the Northern Conference.
In the Northern Conference, and that one's
right up my alley.
Yeah. Well, but what we're going to see also, though, tomorrow night, talking about Collins, we're going to see Collins and Fossil Ridge in a city matchup. Still a very important game, even though it's not a conference game anymore.
Yeah, it's a huge one. I mean, I think first off, just from an entertainment standpoint, how fun is it to start the season with probably the biggest rivalry in the city, I would say. And then you have so many wrinkles in Fossil Ridge, new coach. Fort Collins has a transfer quarterback. So many different things, and like you say, with RPI, you need the wins, you need your opponents to end up being good. There's so many things there. For Fort Collins, it's a 5A opponent, so that'll help you even more.
But talk about RPI too a little bit further, because this is the beginning of the year for everybody. Yep. That's such a big deal.
Yeah, it's new. Football has been using a wild card points, which was just some kind of mysterious formula that no one quite knew. RPI is also pretty mysterious, but basically it weighs your win-loss record, your opponent's strength of schedule, and then your opponent's strength of schedule. So again, if you're sitting there trying to do the math, it's pretty confusing. Basically, win your games, you got to play some good opponents, so you can't go 10-0 against a bunch of patsies. But the wrinkle there is if you win your conference, you're in no matter what. So you can still take care of business no matter what your schedule looks like.
And that new conference alignments for all 3 of these, the 5A schools, the big schools here in town, will bring some new teams up here and new teams for travel too.
Yeah, a lot of different looks. I mean, first off, you only have 5 conference games, whereas the Front Range League the last couple of years you have 7, so almost the whole season. 5A teams now have a 10-game season instead of a 9-game, which is good because no one wanted that
+1.
The +1 if you're not in the playoffs. So those are kind of the big things. So we'll have 5 weeks of non-conference play. Then, like you say, I mean, Valor Christian comes to French Field. With Dylan McCaffrey, one of the best recruits, not just in Colorado, the nation.
Nationally recruited.
Found Fort Carson, you'll see. Fossil goes to Cherry Creek. Rocky Mountain has Ralston Valley. A lot of new teams that we haven't seen, which I think is exciting. Mount Vista, obviously this isn't conference, but another one. We don't get to see these guys, and I think it's a treat to see a guy like Jed
It really
Harrison.
is. And we talk about our partnership now with Stream It Sports, doing our broadcast along with the Colorado and doing the embed within the website. We look to grow this relationship even further. And boy, if you're talking online, whether it be your news from the print, the reporting you guys are doing, or the broadcasting that we're doing, that's exploding in high school sports, isn't it?
No, we love it. I think it's great to have these games. You guys have a bunch of volleyball games too, and I think we're all on the same page. The more ways you can make this a big deal for the kids is a really cool thing, and that's why we're all here putting in these hours. It's a lot of fun, and we're excited to be working with you guys once again.
And then we look ahead to volleyball, as you just mentioned. We start off the season up here with a big one.
You guys have a great one. Tuesday night, Fossil Ridge, top 10 team, top 10 matchup Tuesday night. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to see that Fossil team. They're so young last year.
Yeah.
You say they're experienced now because they're all sophomores.
Yeah.
So
There's
just
such
loaded.
a difference. It really is. And Chaparral coming up ranked in the top 5. I think they're 4th or 5th. I can't remember.
They're right in there.
And as you say, right out of the gate, that's one of those matches that will start us on the way towards how that season goes for both squads, and then it anchors you later in the year as far as the RPI that goes there.
Exactly. I mean, we mentioned RPI with football, and that's probably the one that's gotten the most attention just because football is obviously the big beast of the fall, but all team sports are using RPI, so that's a huge one right there. If whoever gets that win, all of a sudden that's a nice little calling card for your RPI.
Well, great. Well, thanks for being here at the halftime again. Once again, it's Kevin Lytle joining us here on Stream It Sports NoCo. And give him your Twitter handle.
Yeah, it's at Kevin_Lytle.
So send your questions, comments about the coverage, and if there's things that you want to see on your Stream It Sports and connect with Kevin through the Colorado, and just reach out and do it on Twitter, do it online, however you want to get a hold of us. We love to hear from you.
Happy to hear from people at all times.
You betcha. Thanks again, and we'll be back to start the second half here soon.
The experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application in the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
So we're back here at halftime. Hearing a little Uptown Funk by Poudre's band. Our score 33-17. It's good to hear Kevin Lytle and David Haase talk a little bit about this game and the upcoming schedule and the Coloradoan. And so looking for, I would say we're looking for Poudre to come out probably with Campbell, I would imagine. Those of you who don't know, they've had a kind of not a quarterback controversy, but both players.
Two good quarterbacks to choose from.
Yeah, two really good quarterbacks to choose from, and so our gut feeling is we have not heard from the press that they've named a starter. So I would say that Campbell, and he's warming up.
I see him down here warming up. I haven't seen
right
whether McFadden's come back out on the field in any shape or form.
Good shot there, Dylan, for us. And so we don't know if that's because of the injury or we don't know if that was the plan all along. My gut tells me that they played both quarterbacks in the Douglas County game probably doing both. Now Campbell is the incumbent.
And you got a chance. I mean, they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. They kicked off. And what is really that second quarter, like I say, I think the heat and the fatigue played a big part of that. Obviously, and being able, and you're good enough to take advantage of it. Obviously, Erickson and those receivers were on the other side from Mountain Vista. I mean, that was, a 300-yard half. And that's not picking on Poudre really too much there, because that is just hard to fathom.
That's good in any league on any day.
Yeah. And I see.
And he missed some early.
And McFadden's walking out with his pads off and ice on a knee, so he is not going to return tonight. Hopefully that's just a short term, but like I say, you never know. Knees are a funny thing, and we'll keep a good thought. But otherwise, you get next man up. You got to go forward. And as they warm up here the second half, JT Erickson. Mountain Vista basically decided that they weren't really worried about the pass in the first half. They started playing man up, and they played 7 and sometimes 8 in the box there, and really took away the running ability and the room to run. I mean, Erickson had a couple good runs early, but after they started really pressing on the pass and saying, okay, we're going to try that and just take that risk, as you see the Impalas out there loosening up to start second half. That really paid off, and they had a couple 3-and-outs. And all of a sudden you get it back to an offense that's hot, and then it kind of steamrolled. I mean, this game is not out of hand, but you just got to wonder, can you score enough to catch up?
Yeah, and we see that a lot in high school ball, that, if you've got an outstanding offense, a lot of times it doesn't matter how much defense you have, because, you either get up by 40 and the clock runs, and then, which is almost impossible to come back. I don't see that happening here, but if Poudre doesn't come out and score right away, and Mountain Vista does, it's going to be a long fourth quarter.
And it's one of those, if you've got, like I talked about, those kids that are playing both ways, it's not a conference game. And Coach McVicker and his staff, there's a lot of experienced coaches down there. They're going to tell these kids, okay, we got to get better. Try to win the half, try to win the quarter, try to win that play. And those are all the things that a coach has got to do. They're, like I say, they're down by 2 touchdowns. You get a break. Leal and Selby have made big plays, returns and catches here, and just missed a few others. So if those things happen, all of a sudden you're back in this game. We've seen wilder things happen here at French Field, that's for sure. Little confab there on the Poudre side of the field. Everybody kind of gathered in. Thanks again to our sponsors again this year. Schrader Oil, First Bank, along with Pedersen Toyota. And our banner sponsor, GoJo Sports, Fort Collins institution, Chris Malamog, Fort Collins Lambkin.
And we want to thank our banner sponsor, GoJo Sports. GoJo Sports has been providing team sporting needs since 1974. They do screen printing, embroidery, leather jackets, and more. Your local place to get high school gear. Check out their new location, 1437 Riverside, just down from the Coloradoan on the south side of the street. Thank you so much, GoJo Sports. And let our sponsors know how much you appreciate them helping us bring you live high school football or volleyball. Go out and tweet on their Twitter account and thank them. Find them on their First Bank is eFirst Bank. Schrader Oil is at Schrader Oil. And I don't know Pedersen Toyota, but you can find it there. Follow us. But please go out and tell our sponsors that you appreciate them sponsoring high school football and basketball and lacrosse and whatever else we do. So
you're going to see a lot of this. There's the growth in this online broadcasting is just taking off. We thank all of you that support us the last couple of years, and those of you that know how much we enjoy doing this.
Yeah,
it is just a treat for us to have a chance to show these kids.
Dave really knows about the interweb now too, so
he's starting to find
really,
out about that.
He's really
hip to this new thing that's just come on the scene lately.
Well, today I did my first Twitter video, and 2 of them. So I'm getting right up there with with all of them. So be looking out, and please follow us, NoCo Broadcast, and that'll give you all the games and schedules and the links to the game, and you can send out the links to your relatives or somebody you think might want to watch these these games. Got to,
like if we know they're watching, we'll say hi.
We'll say hi to them,
and that Pedersen Toyota can be found on Twitter at Pedersen Toyota.
Okay, so there you go. So make sure you go out and just send them a thank you and say thanks for sponsoring.
Well, I mean, not only these businesses support, Poudre School District athletics, they're just great community supporters all the way around. We are very fortunate to have them.
And a brand new AD, which we were going to try to get him in here, but
yeah, I think he had a busy night.
He had a busy night, his first football game. We'll
Short, taking it about the 15-yard line, breaks it up the field, makes a couple and miss. It's just a kicker to beat. Swerves around. Nice job of getting out of that tackle across midfield and down to the 40-yard line. So that big return, Randy, that we're talking about, sparked that sideline.
Well, that's what they need.
And brought this crowd back into it.
And a lot of times, whether a new quarterback is any better or not, a lot of times that will spark an offense just to have another quarterback. Campbell, who will be coming in, is an experienced quarterback. Led him to some big wins last year.
Oh yeah, very productive year and had a productive first game.
He runs a lot. And
so
we'll see what happens.
Zach
here.
Leal there returning at about 50 yards. Ball 1st and 10 now on the 40-yard line of Mountain Vista. Out of the gate quickly again. If that gives them that short field advantage, Campbell's going to try to get them to capitalize. Erickson set behind him in the pistol. Twins on both sides. This time the give on the sweep. The jet sweeper on the outside. Couple tackles slip there.
That's a great first down play.
Yep. Tate Barnhoft, excuse me, as he goes around. Or is that? Nope, that was Leal. That was number 6, Zach Leal. Once again, it's a toss-up between some of these numbers we get down here in these jerseys. And we work without a net, folks. We don't have spotters. We don't have people telling us in our ear who got the ball, who made the tackle.
You mean you didn't get that teleprompter you promised me this year?
That's right. We want to give every one of these kids all the credit we possibly can, but it's tough to keep up. So 2nd and short, about 3. This time give the ball to Erickson up the middle. Plows ahead, breaks an arm tackle into the secondary. Rumbles down inside the 20, the 10. It's hard to be denied, but digs down to about the 1-yard line. J.T. Erickson.
He's rumbling down the field.
Oh, he was a man on a mission. You cannot arm tackle him. Did you see him just shake off a couple of those?
It was an outstanding run.
Nice job up front there, too, by that front 5 of those Impalas. And that's the difference. It's not an ability difference between these two teams, I don't believe so much, Randy, as it is that fatigue, and then you got a special player like Erickson. But right now the Impalas, fresh legs, they're showing they can move the ball. So 1st and goal, ball on the 3-yard line. Give the ball in the spin reverse to Erickson, plows ahead. Touchdown, Impalas.
Couldn't work any better for Coach McVicker, could it?
Well, you want to have something to hang your hat on to get going, feel you're back in this. They just narrowed it down. It's going to be under 10 points with this PAT pending from Davis. And as the case with a lot of early football,
somebody didn't know they were supposed to be out there.
Yeah, you scored a little quicker than somebody might be, and you got to find those everybody on the specials. Dylan Marsh is your holder. Good snap, hold kick, but it's low and it's blocked. And a good penetration that time by Mountain Vista. I don't think that one had a chance. So that'll keep the score at 10 points. Mountain Vista leads 33-23, but the Impalas answered, didn't they?
Well, that was exactly what the doctor ordered for them coming out of halftime.
Do a shout out to one of our biggest fans and one of those helpers, our Lampkin fan extraordinaire, Big E, Eric Sampson.
He's all about the softball, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got that softball line down. Talking about tonight about C-Team football, because that leads us into our Collins and Fossil game for tomorrow night. So the Collins-Lampkins freshman team beat the Fossil Ridge freshman team. Experience doesn't just start here on the varsity field, does it?
No. A lot of games going on that you don't see.
Yeah, well, and everything's going. Golf has been going for a couple of weeks now. Cross country's already been going for the all these schools here. Gymnastics has started too. There's not a dull night at any one of these
boys soccer
buildings. Yeah, boys soccer also out there too. So Davis will kick off again. Had been driving each of these out of the end zone. No chance for returns. And a good high booming kick this time. They'll be taken at the 1 yard line, hung up in the air. Chance to return. Got a sideline. Dean slips a couple tackles, got the outside edge. It's going to be a foot race to the corner. Got a lot of help. Guys was running around. You got to get an arm on him. There's going to be one flag for a block in the back.
Amazing, he went 59 yards without before they called something.
Yeah.
58-yard return.
Going to lose about 20 of that when you consider it's a spot foul, and it's going to be marked there and moved back. So a big penalty offsets a lot of that return. And moving back across midfield. Unfortunately, that still means that you got the same offense coming out there that was so successful that last quarter and a half of that first half.
Number 5, Judd Erickson's your quarterback, senior.
Rizzo back there again at the setback next to him. Had a successful first half of running. I mean, they probably had close to 350 yards at least in the offense. Yeah, what a talented group of receivers. Snap taken, turns around, fires right in the slot. And, you know, that was one of those where the receiver stopped. Receiver saw the safety coming. Receiver decided, I'm not going to extend for that ball anymore. Dylan Marsh, great break on the ball. And that's the void in that zone. When you're playing the two safety set like right now Poudre's doing right now, there's that gap there. There's nobody right up on top of that slot man. And you've got a tall receiver like 82 there. You know, that's a spot. They're going to have to, you can't leave that open. Poudre showing blitz. They bring 6. Same again, though. Same play, same slot. You bring that outside linebacker. There's a hole there. Erickson's tall enough. He has no problem over the top of that rush, does he?
No, he's right on and so confident with that play. Again, they just called the exact same play.
Yeah, well, Jacob Reese, another senior. We keep saying senior to senior, and most of his passes are going to seniors. Give the ball to Rizzo up the middle. Well, first down yardage, but just enough to cross it.
They've certainly got the look of a playoff team. And of course, only 16 teams go to the playoffs this year in the 5A.
Yeah.
So, but they look like they've got the offense for sure.
Well, they made the quarterfinals last year, so that as a group, that gives you something to work for the next year.
Won their conference last year, I believe, the Continental Conference.
Erickson steps up the middle that time. Well, throws a dart in there, but a good close and a nice job on
Was that smoke I saw coming out of that ball?
That ball might have had a little on it.
Wow.
He stepped up there, moved his feet, and I tell you,
he had extra momentum in it when he stepped up.
He stepped up and delivered a fastball, and a nice job out there by the corner, though, for the Impalas. Ryan Selby closed down and didn't give that receiver a chance to juggle and pull it in. Once again, now you're going to be on an island by yourself with all these receivers. That's just tough to do. You got 4 outs. And 4 out, I mean 4 receivers in every pattern. Long count that time. Flips it out to his running back. Got to make a tackle in the open field. Dean makes a couple people miss, still on his feet going downfield. Gain of about 15.
Pass is complete to Tristan Dean.
Well, he's
got a weapon, isn't he?
He's got a look, doesn't he?
Yeah. Got that great lean. You've got to square up on him, and that's a mismatch in the open field.
He keeps his head up.
Yeah.
He sees what's going on.
That's a mismatch in the open field. Linebacker trying to go out there and tackle him. He's just too quick.
Well, that was the play call. He didn't even have a blocker.
Yeah, it's just that option. They see whether the defensive back or the safety are out. He takes the seam pass or he throws the out pass. And with that arm strength and the quick decision-making Erickson's showing here over and over again, once again, that time it was the slant pass. This is just pitch and catch right now. Brings a second and short, ball inside the 20. Trips this time to the right. option to the right side. Actually, Erickson fakes everybody out, runs up the middle. He's kind of going downfield. He faked a pass about 15 yards downfield and runs on in. When it doesn't happen very often, it's a pretty good call. Nobody's expecting him to run.
That was almost Brady-ish in a sense because, he hasn't run the whole
set.
Yeah. Well, he came up and he hasn't run at all, and he doesn't look like he runs a lot, but he's so tall and lanky.
Well, that was just a smart run. I think Coach Cash may talk about faking the pump fake about 10 yards downfield. PAT is up and good. So another Erickson-led drive finishes this time with Erickson, only he runs it in. So 8:24 left here in the third quarter. 40-23 now, Mountain Vista leads. But as you said, Randy, nobody expected him to do anything that time, and he saw just that huge gap and a couple good blocks on the backside there. He's able to turn it back, and as option quarterbacks do, if you go back against the grain, there's a gap back there because the defense is rotated over. The defensive backs, bailed out to the backside and start to come around, and you've got to roll over to cover that downfield run, and there's nobody there, and he just took it on in.
And the pump fake, even though he can't pass,
still
at
works.
that point, it's still in your head that he could.
I will admit to being guilty of that way back and being properly chewed out for it. But, he just had an idea. He had one-on-one. He had a guy there with a blocker downfield and just did it smartly. So the Impalas will back to receive this kick. The return game tonight has been exemplary for the Impalas. Leal and Selby, dangerous. That's something to know that if you're here scouting, which I'm sure there's probably a few local coaches here tonight, I'd be paying attention to that return game. Follow your lanes down to see if Mountain Vista has a better chance of containing it this time. And they don't even try to make it an issue. The kick goes to the ground. They might have a chance for this one. There's a squib kick that bounced off an Impala. Those are tough to handle. And the referee comes up pointing. It's Poudre's ball. So not the long return, but good field position nonetheless. Ball's going to be spotted on the 34-yard line. So Campbell will be out to start the second half.
Also playing on Stream It Sports is Smoky Hill and Eagle Crest, I believe. 28-0 is the score. Marty Cesario is over there calling that game.
Eagle Crest is a excellent program.
We're going to have them as well, and we're going to have them 3 times on Stream It Sports.
Nice little roll at that time, though. Just a little separation between Marsh and Campbell that time. Just didn't get the ball to him.
Talk a little bit about the Aurora Sentinel. We've got a Denver Bureau and a Northern Colorado Bureau, but 10-game package for the Aurora Sentinel, game of the week with Stream It Sports.
Well, and you're going to see that more and more now. Like I say, we talked with Kevin Lytle halftime where the print and the online versions, the line is very, not so blurry anymore. They exist together and they both thrive together. And the Aurora Sentinel paper down in the Aurora area, obviously, with a lot of good programs down there. Stream It Sports taking advantage of that connection, and it's going to be another good year for them too. Option play this time. Erickson makes the corner after the pitch, gets the corner upfield, still is on his feet, across the 30. Shaking off tacklers inside the 20. And what a great job downfield, although we got a late flag. And a really late flag. Yeah, no, we're going to have a personal foul called. That's going to be very unfortunate. Ball was 20 yards downfield, and we have a player that was still
engaged.
And got caught. And it's going to be a spot foul. It's going to cost that's going to be about a 35-yard difference. Actually, it's going to be more than that. Ball's inside the 20. Yeah. Got to keep your head.
I was watching the ball, so I didn't see the
15-yard penalty at the end of the run.
So I was mistaken on the spot foul. It will be at the end of the run. It was after the play was over. I thought it was during the play. So after the play is over, it's not as bad. It's still certainly not what you want. And, Coach is doing a nice job of just chatting them up right now and say, okay, that play's over. You got to get over it. we need you back.
1st and 10 Impalas.
So the ball's going to be down the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 after that big run by Erickson. But sparks on the offense here early. If Erickson can get on track, Randy, there's 7:47 left here. You're down 3 touchdowns. That's not the number, but you need to run the ball to get yourself back up on the scoreboard and hold that clock for a while for your offense. Yeah, you knew that had to be a run play because the way the receiver shifted on the far side. Nice job by Campbell that time. Shows a little bit more experience running the option that time. He ran into the line, drew the defender to him, and a left-handed pitch, tough to do. Put it out there. Erickson kept his relationship with the quarterback, turned upfield, and gained about 8.
7-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 3 Impalas.
See McFadden down there limping pretty noticeably, so I'm sure he hyperextended his knee or something.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's a 1 or 2 week worst case scenario. Knees are one of those things where they got to wait a couple days for the swelling. Hopefully that's all it is. So 2nd and short now. Campbell back to throw. Fires. Got a man wide open on the seam on the outside. Easy touchdown. And a great job, Campbell that time. He saw the switch on the outside. The safety in the corner bit. And that's the dark side of the moon is what we're talking about. I don't know if that was Leal or Selby.
There was no moon there. So.
Yeah, it was that dark. But Campbell stood tall, saw the defense, and just threw a strike out there in stride. And that brings Davis back out.
To your point, what I liked about it, he did ease it out there rather than.
Yep.
And
had the poise. Had all the time of the day and threw it out there where he could catch it. I think they're going to be glad that play was stopped dead. That was a little off on the timing. Kick was missed, but they'd already blown it dead. We might have had somebody jump a little early. Yeah, encroachment.
Against Mountain Vista.
What an entertaining game.
No lack of effort on either team. Great to see these Impalas. They're fighting back every chance they can. I think it is so tough when you can play a team that can platoon. So after the penalty, half the distance of the goal. This time the kick is up and good. So 40-30 offensive explosion here tonight. Not too many games, Randy, where it's been middle of the 3rd quarter. We've already had 70 points scored.
Well, and it's a track meet. Poudre's a little more balanced. But when you can throw like Erickson,
and to your point earlier in the game where those are long handoffs, those flares he throws out to Dean, and that's just a quick read. He's got the gap. The linebackers are dropping back. Hit your safety valve. Shot down there. The Impala cheerleaders. They certainly aren't done cheering.
That shot is from a senior in high school.
Nice job.
Good job, Dylan.
Dylan Cannatel joining us for this year.
That lens kind of seems to just go over to the cheerleaders, doesn't it?
I was just going to let that one go, but
I usually don't.
That's right. One of us has to.
Great job. First time in with Dylan. Good to have him on the crew.
Well, it takes more than just us two up here hammering away, doesn't it? Appreciate all the work here. Onside kick by the Impalas.
Right
great
there,
bounce
right there.
He's get it. It's still on his feet, moving downfield. He's got to hold on to it. Oh, that's going to be a horse collar tackle at the end there. They're going to tack on another 15. What a great call by Coach McVicker and his staff.
I mean, can you do that any better? I've never seen that where it was almost like he passed it to him.
That ball took that bounce up there.
That was almost soccer-ish, should I say.
Yep. And as a personal foul at the end, that was the call. Tacks another 15-yard on there. For about half the Mountain Vista team, Randy was just watching it. They thought the ball was down. I don't think they saw that big hop and over the top. And I think that was actually number 5 out there, Tate Barnhoft.
So do you think they didn't know can you advance the ball?
They started becoming spectators, and there was no whistle. And Barnhoft just took off running. What a great grab. As you said, it came down to him like it was by design. Coach Cash is over there. He'd like to know what happened. And right now, if I'm Poudre, I'm a little upset. I say, get up there and run the ball. You guys like that hurry up, and now you're taking my time. That's smart coaching by Coach Cash over there. But right now, he's taking momentum away from Impalas after that big play and the penalty.
Somebody's going to hit 50 tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, we're not done. 6:37 left here in the third quarter. You're watching Stream It Sports, Channel 10, PSD TV. David Haase along with Randy McCoy. Dylan Canatel on camera tonight.
So you can tweet us, NoCo broadcast, over under 100 points tonight.
Oh, he's got a man open the flat out there. Hits him out there. Oh, just off the front hand.
Hit him in a bad place.
Yeah,
huh?
and great play call. And once again there, Campbell, like McFadden early in the game, probably could have ran for 5 or 6, but he had his under receiver open just a little off. That had been first down yardage and more. So after the incomplete pass, still 2nd and 10, 6:32 left. Ball on the 28-yard line. After that gutsy but a really well-executed onside kick by the Impalas. Chance to cut this lead from under 10. Campbell this time down throw.
Oh man,
and the receiver, that was just, they're kind of started cutting in instead of taking to the end zone and kind of came off his pattern there. A good ball, just off the fingertips, still in play. That's when you want to tell your receiver, don't bow your route. Don't go anything but straight. Take it down the hash. You're going to see it coming before the DB, as we've seen several times tonight on both sides. But now we've already seen a long field goal made this game by Austin Davis, but you'd like to get a little closer. Marsh in motion. Roll out right side, a lot of pressure. Campbell's got to hustle to get away, and he won't. That time they were ready for it, and number 32 came across the field and beat the block up field, and Riley O'Donnell didn't allow James Campbell to get outside. He was in no man's land.
4th and long for Poudre.
That'll force a punt.
Campbell's coming off.
And he's got a little limp
bit
himself. Yeah, he tried to make a play out of it. You're just not going to get away. I mean, O'Donnell had a great angle out there, and that's just too far to go.
The good thing about that is it ran some
Snap
clock.
over the head of the punter. He's going to have a chance to pick it up this time. Looking around, makes one move, gets rid of him. I tell you what, just to get that ball back to midfield, they get a bounce here. Austin Davis did a nice job turning this time around, recognizing and shaking a tackle. Getting off an okay punt just to get it back across midfield. I mean, I don't think there was actually a gain on the play as you measure.
Well, the thing about it is, and it's hard to know this. It's easy to see this up here, but man, if you could just break to the outside.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody out there, but that's your heartbeat's going about 3 times the.
Oh yeah, you're
normal pace.
You're trying to do what you're trying to do. Get rid of the ball.
So if I wanted to carry the ball, I'd be a running back.
Erickson over the middle that time.
Oh.
That went through everybody's hands, including 2 Impalas.
Nearly intercepted by Ian Raffler. 2nd and 10 for Mount Vista.
I have to say, this public address announcer may be the best one I've heard.
Doing a very good job.
Doing a very awesome job. So shout out to.
And they're volunteers. They're here for their school.
Yep.
Give the ball to Rizzo back up the middle, spins around. Nice job coming down on the tackle.
From Michael Rizzo. Tanner Pierce makes the stop. 4-yard gain on the play, 3rd and 6.
Pierce on the tackle that time for the Impalas. Third, about 6 now. It'll be a big stop for the Impalas. They can hold Erickson to a 3 and out. Single receiver on top, trips to the right, ran the option play they ran the last time. They've got it scouted out pretty well here. Nice job of filling. Great job of coming down the line.
Kind of an odd call, I think, for that, but I think they were planning on going for it.
Well, Bryce Ramler did a nice job of coming downfield.
4th and 4.
So Frane's not coming out to punt. Erickson's still in the field. That's a gutsy call right here. It's 4:33 left in third. You only lead by 10. Trips to the top. Last time they did this, Randy, they threw the inside slot pass. See if those linebackers of the Impalas slide out in that opening spot. He's looking left again. There they are. Got a man. Oh, and he got it in there. Boy, two guys thought they had it. They knew exactly where he was going, but boy, he knew his receiver just a little better, didn't he?
Kellen Parker, another senior wide receiver.
Yeah. About his 6th reception tonight. Erickson pump fake, slid around, moved himself around the pocket.
That's called a possession receiver right there, man.
Yeah.
He went in and
secured it.
Secured it.
And the Impalas had a great idea. They're in good position, just a better throw. Erickson steps up over the middle. And that's where a little time and a little touch would have been an easy throw that time.
Yeah, he put a little air under that one, and he might have.
Yeah, because the receiver is just barely clearing the defender. We have a penalty on the play. I didn't see the far sideline. The referee's talking to the far side judge. And we do. It's going to be a push on the Impalas. That'll be a first down. That'll move the ball down inside the 30. Right down to the 25-yard line of Poudre. Erickson's good enough. You don't want to give him any extra plays.
Beautiful 73 degrees here in Fort Collins tonight.
Yeah, it's cooled down nicely. It's good to see these athletes haven't had problems with cramps tonight.
Clock strikes 8:12 Mountain Time.
And just under 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Golden Eagles snap by Erickson, looks to his left. Forced around the pocket. This time he just throws it away. And that's what a big, strong quarterback with a big, strong arm can do for you. He didn't have to take a sack, did he? He knew he wasn't going to outrun him, but he's strong enough. He just heaved it.
So was he out of the pocket, or what are the rules in high school?
He had a quarterback. He had a receiver down there close enough. In high school, as long as you can get it going forward to the line of scrimmage, which he certainly did. That's all you got to do.
Whoa.
Little hitch pass that time on the outside, hits his wide out number 6. Chrisa just takes it, runs a little stop route, just a 3-step and a stop. You see the slot there, the shot of Chrisa again. That's that inside receiver. Outside clears the corner. The safety's playing off. That's just a great read again, great play call. Flip the ball outside to Dean. He's got nobody on him. One man to handle, dives for the pylon. And he'll be taken down at the 1-yard line. That's when the hurry-up offense is paying dividends out there. They got Poudre a little bit out of line there, and just that quick out pattern to Dean. Give the ball this time to Rizzo up the middle. He just jumps the pile and into the end zone. So Mountain Vista answers the good start by the Impalas that didn't pay off. Punt, snap problems, short punt. Drive it down with a couple of good plays and an interference call. Ends up in a touchdown score. Personal foul is going to be called on Poudre after the play.
Penalty call against the Impalas.
So I want to make sure they keep it classy.
Well, there's some frustration. You played hard. You played your heart out, and it's a sport that pretty much guarantees some chirping. These competitive kids out there, they're working hard all week long, and they've got those 4 12-minute quarters, as you talk about, to go out there and take the measure of themselves and the other team, and all of a sudden it's kind of going against you. It's easy to lose your cool. It's just that moment you've got to keep yourself in check.
So side note here, we've had punts of 7, 8, and 0 yards tonight. Won't be very many nights you see that happen.
Yeah, not the stats you want to have. Foles is out with the kick. It's up and good. So it puts it back up to 17-point lead. 47-13 over the Impalas, the Golden Eagles lead.
Neil Devlin talking a little bit about, looks like an arena football league score. So getting some action on our Twitter account. Go ahead and tweet us at NoCo Broadcast. Over under 100 points tonight. Right now we're at 77 and 3 minutes left in the third quarter. So I think we're going over 100 myself.
Yeah, I just can't argue with you, I'm afraid. I was trying to think of some way it doesn't happen. But that's an offense over there that's not really designed to run the ball a lot. I mean, they could go back into two-back package, and but you got to work on the things that you got to work on. As Kevin Lytle was talking about halftime, these are the kind of points that you need to go. You got 10 games, and you're going to go into playoffs. Poudre with a win already over Douglas County. That will assess, points towards Mountain Vista, assuming they hold on and win this game. Now, after the personal foul penalty after the touchdown, going to have a kickoff on the 45-yard line. Now, we have seen teams that will onside from here because there's really not much reason to kick it deep in the end zone. A lot of coaches will make this a chance to work on onside or even just a squib kick. Or you can just blow it through the end zone and take the mystery out of it completely. Referee's in the end zone. Tells the kicker he can approach the ball. And my last point was the right one.
And we'll break for station ID. You're watching Stream It Sports.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
And there's the lights here on this nighttime here in Fort Collins. 73 beautiful degrees. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you from beautiful French Field in Fort Collins.
French Field?
Yes, in our luxurious box.
That doubles as a steam oven.
Yep.
When the district hosts events.
Or an ice box, depending on what time of year it is. Actually, we got a pretty good heater up here. So,
quit complaining. Campbell quickly on the comeback play, and that was a nice call, easy call on the outside.
Flag down on the field.
I want to thank our banner sponsor, GoJo Sports. GoJo Sports has been providing team sporting needs since 1974. Screen, printing, embroidery, letter jackets, and more. Your local place to get high school gear. Check out their new location, 1437 Riverside, just down the street from the Colorado and on the south side. That's GoJo Sports. Go and say we said hi.
Well, there's hardly been an athlete that's played at a Poudre School District varsity level that hasn't had a uniform.
Something from GoJo.
Some along the way from GoJo Sports. They've been an institution in this town. We'd like to thank Chris Modelmog.
Yes, happy to have them as a banner sponsor this year.
We know he's got a connection with Fossil Ridge. He's got a daughter on the softball team.
Yeah,
We'd look to have another good softball season over there. Good softball in this city. Look at that 5-down lineman right now, right up front. 2 linebackers and a defensive end. They're daring the Impalas to do something a little different. The shovel pass was called, but unfortunately, there's just too many people to block. That's one of those moments where the coach is like going, oh, we're not going to have that.
And at high school level, I guess some guys can check off and some guys can't, but you've got to.
It's tough to do out of that play. I mean, you might have been able to go ahead and run the option on out, but it's called to be a shovel pass, and the blocking, they're letting somebody escape to the outside, so that means, the option should be covered. But either way, just a good jam on the line and fill by the linebackers. When you get 5-down linemen, you're going to have to get wide. They're just stringing it out. Erickson's going to catch the ball and just try to drive his shoulder forward. But
yeah, I think Campbell could have probably done better if he went ahead and cut.
Yeah, he's trying to find a play and make.
And that last touchdown took a little bit of wind out of Poudre's sails. You can see they're not.
Well, you can't have another 35-second 3 and out.
No.
I mean, we're down to about 2 minutes. This snap will.
Well, Mount Vista's got the players that they can't really take the foot off the gas.
No, yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing about when you've got athletes, they're going to score if you don't tackle them.
Campbell, nice job evading the rush, gets to the outside, looks across the middle. He's just going to get tackled from behind. He's trying to find somebody, and he had his last real chance to throw somebody over the middle. Would have been number 8 on that drag route from behind. That would have been. No, that was Dylan Marsh, number 3. Sorry. But,
I'd like to just see him go ahead. He probably could have got 6 or 7 more yards.
Yeah,
just
to try to get you something there, and he's trying to make a play, trying to make a first down.
Might have broke a tackle.
Yeah, I think that's that moment where you say, okay, give your legs a chance. You're a good runner. Make somebody miss, and you're not running full speed if you're looking to throw, and he got caught from behind. Good snap here this time. Nice punt, driving high into the night. And caught about the 31-yard line. Returned upfield, going to just get a couple. Nice job on coverage by the Impalas.
And I like what the receiver did, number 6. He sat down so the clock would keep running, although the clock stops with the change of possession. But
Bryce Ramley, number 19 down there. He's done yeoman's work tonight. There's a lot of these Poudre kids. You can't say they left much out in the field. The effort's been there the whole night. So 1st and 10 now. Ball just on the 36-yard line. Erickson takes the snap. Quick slant play again. Just work those timing routes since Parker drags people for about 12 yards.
And again, people say, well, why are they passing? Well, that's the same as a handoff up the middle to that offense, isn't it?
Nope, that's exactly right. And they've got a lot more receivers than they do running backs.
They do, and you know what? If Poudre wants to stop them, they got to tackle them. If they don't,
trips through the right side, this time to give the ball to the middle. Rizzo breaks a couple tackles, slides up the inside.
He's got that look, doesn't he?
Well, he's very elusive, and that coming out of that's one thing nice about the pistol is that running back takes the ball and he's already got his 3rd step going. That, as you know, any athlete, you're accelerating there, you get a chance to make a cut at full speed. That is such an advantage. Dean on the outside that time. What a great throw and just a great catch.
Well, he had a blocker out there that time.
You young receivers, you're watching this game tonight. You're going to watch both these teams have got him, but there's more obviously in the offense for the Golden Eagles. But they're catching the ball with their hands. They're not letting the ball get to their body.
Yeah, well-coached team on offense for sure.
23 seconds left here in the half. Clock is running. Excuse me, in the quarter. Another pitch and catch, just a tough one. You get a big, tall receiver you talked about there. He's about 6'2", gets the inside position, and quarterback freezes that safety. He's got a man in the middle. He's got a man in the seam. He hits the open man, and that was just a big-time throw.
Unbelievable throw, really. And a great catch.
Yeah.
I mean,
because the only thing you do there as a defensive back is interfere. Fake the handoff, slant play again there. And just the opposite play there. Froze the safety with the fake on the handoff. Hits number 82, Parker again, and it's just a walk into the end zone.
And that's the last play of the quarter as well.
We'll still have the point after down in that south end zone. We'll switch ends to play. Somewhere along the way, Mr. Erickson might give way to a backup.
He's in full pitch to attempt the point after. Caden left on the hold.
Snap is down, the kick is up. Good contact on that one. It's no good though, pulled it. So after 3 quarters to play here at French Field, Mountain Vista leads 53-30 over Poudre.
Everyone complains about millennials. Nonsense. Millennials, I salute you. You save money like no other generation. You share cars, Wi-Fi passwords, canoes, deodorants. My grandson bought a pair of pants with me. They share pants. Today's his pants day. No baby boomer ever shared a pair of pants with me.
Honestly, the experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, easy process.
super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
So we're back here for the beginning of the fourth quarter. Mountain Vista kicking off to the Poudre Impalas. Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you on Streaming Sports. And squib kick down the middle. And picked up by the Poudre Impala. Can't see who that is, but
grabbed by number 14 there. Caden Oliver, nice job on the up back that time. You know, we're just looking at a play there that the big plays tonight. Leal back there and Selby have been a great job on returns.
So 53-30. I see Dave brought in our fan base.
Yeah, the fan.
A little warm in here.
Yeah, if you lose this for a couple moments, you might want to send somebody. Fake this time, Campbell was out just left, got the corner. This time hits it out just a little off target. Just a tough night for the Impala offense, trying to get things going.
Incomplete. Second and 10, Poudre.
So 2nd and 10 now. Early fourth quarter. Offensive explosion here tonight. 4 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing for Judd Erickson for the Golden Eagles. Campbell back to throw, lays the ball up nice over the top that time. Receiver just over across outstretched arms. The Impalas tonight on their throw is just a little long. At times, just not quite there, is it?
No, and it looked good from here, but that was on the other side of the field, and it wasn't really close.
Nope, just beyond them, and that's just the difference in that experience of throwing the ball a lot.
Yeah, football is all about repetition, especially passing, timing, and
oh yeah. So 3rd and 10 now. This one's going to come back before it gets started. Encroachment's going to be the call against Mountain Vista. Because those linemen know what's going to happen now, don't they? They're looking for a chance just to rush the passer. Shortens up that yardage by half for the Impalas.
Impalas only 3 scores down, so they can do some stuff here as long as they don't turn the ball over or throw a pick 6 or something like that.
Well, they've had those times. They just haven't finished the last few drives. That time's good throw and just a little behind the receiver. Got both hands on it, but didn't secure it. Campbell
I think he was hearing some voices there, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, both of them. Campbell had to get rid of it. He had a guy coming right at the middle. Blitz call.
And another I think
they call it procedure.
Well, he's given a procedure call.
They declined it, so it brings up 4th down. Actually, no, it wasn't a call. They just say roll the number for 4th down. So Campbell's back, throws this time. A great break on the ball.
Boy, you could package that and sell it.
Sell
it right there, couldn't you?
That's the way the safety's got to play it. I mean, it was a good pass. It's right on the money, but he had a good break on the ball. He knew where the sticks were. Cut in front and just got one hand on it, knocked it down.
You could sell that to basketball defenders, football defenders. Perfect.
Well, there's the answer to my question. Will Judd Erickson come out in the fourth quarter? He is.
Maybe he's got a 600-yard limit.
Well, it might be a 35 or 40 pass limit too. I mean, he's gonna need a lot of ice to make it all the way back to Highlands Ranch tonight on that bus. Be a long trip. It's a little easier when you're winning, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Balls are showing blitz. They bring him up the middle this time. Quick little out. Good cover, good tackle there. But when you're playing off, Chrysler makes the catch, and Kian Raska coming up, making a nice play. He's made several out there at that corner. he's got to play off a little bit because he's on him all by himself. Erickson knew exactly where to go. Going to do it again, just a little hitch pattern. Try to get the other 5 yards for the first down. That one's short, so incomplete. And a nice job also, Randy. You come out there, Kiska, coming from the secondary, but number 51, that outside linebacker, D-end, Ian Sloan, he just made a good break on that ball and kind of got into the pattern. Blitz coming again for the Impalas. Rizzo, though, slides away a couple tackles. He's got open field, man downfield blocking, and that's going to be a hold call down there. I'll tell you, Kiska did a nice job of keeping that receiver in front of him, didn't he? He just didn't allow him to pin him to the outside. He kept the outside and made the receiver grab him, basically, to stop him.
Holding is the call against
Rizzo, man, he's got that look that he could pop one anytime.
Well, by the end of the year, his numbers are going to be pretty good, because you're going to come in your gear and say, okay, we can't give up several hundred yards passing and stay in a game.
10-yard penalty from the point.
The type of team that's going to give Mount Vista trouble is somebody that can come out and run the ball and really, really hold the clock. Because early, Poudre was with him physically. I just think the real difficult task of playing both ways and the fatigue after a while versus a team that doesn't have anybody playing offense and defense, that's such a difference.
Erickson's thrown for 450 yards, 4 TDs, and 1 rushing TD.
That's all.
Not a bad.
That's a
not a bad night.
That's a good couple of nights for a lot of quarterbacks. That would be a good couple of nights. Mishandled the snap that time, though. Got it to Rizzo. He's all by himself. Yeah. And they gave up outside.
I hate to be
contain.
right in that way, but
yeah.
You could just see that percolating.
Yeah. Well, and he ran to the outside, and everybody came up the middle, assuming to be the pass, and he accelerates so nice. That will be what a combination to go with that passing game.
What a secret weapon. Yeah, that's like Darren Sproles.
That's a great comparison. Yeah, the small back that could take off and really.
Well,
run.
he was at the 5-yard line before anybody even knew.
Yeah.
He had the ball almost.
High snap, though. Nice job by the holder that time.
Extra point is good. With 10:34 left to play.
So Caden Wetzel, the loneliest man on that sideline right now. He's listed as a quarterback, so I don't know if we'll see him soon or not. But came out and held, and there was a high snap away from him. He grabbed it, pulled it back down, so the kick is up. So it is 60-30. You did hear that correctly. There's 90 points scored. If you came to town tonight and had the overs, you'd be right.
Morning Fresh Dairy, Raising Cane's, SAI Team Sports, Sousa's Smoking Barbecue, Steve Stinnett from C3 Real Estate Solutions, Viney Trucking Incorporated, and Wellington. If you would like to become a banner sponsor, please contact our Poudre High School.
Fultz will tee it up now. 10:34 left in the fourth quarter.
Houston Fultz to kick off. Jack Leal is deep for the
This is arena football kind of numbers. Kick's going to be taken about the 10-yard line, far side of the field. Nice job with the middle, finding that crease out to the 30-yard line. Boy, the Poudre return game tonight has been very good. Once again, Zach Leal returned. Leal's probably got well over 100 yards returning. That says one thing, you've done a good job with the return game. Unfortunately, that says you've had a lot of chances to return the ball. So Poudre will start at their own 30-yard line. James Campbell in at quarterback now, has for this whole half. Troy McFadden started the game. Went out with an injured knee, he's not returned, and not that it was making much of a difference at that time either, but you know what, you hate to see any kid get hurt. Hopefully he's got a chance to return soon.
Well, and again, when you're down this far. Campbell doesn't have really many options offensively.
No. Well, Erickson this time busts through the line. What Mountain Vista is doing right now, they're shooting the gaps. They're trying to make plays in the backfield. Well, they miss. All of a sudden now there's a nice 10-yard run.
And you can afford to do that with a 30-point lead in the fourth quarter, too.
Well, and to what we talked about earlier, too, okay, this is pretty tough to catch up from. So what are you going to do? You got to start doing the things that you're going to carry yourself the rest of the year with. You've got to run the ball. Erickson, you've got to have Erickson have successful nights for you to be in the games. And, if you run the ball well, you're going to hold that clock, so it gives your defense a rest. Spin play that time. Erickson goes around the other way. He's going to work it pass forward. Oh, just a tough run inside.
He's got to be sneaking up on 100 yards.
Yeah, I think you're right. That time he got about another 6, so 2 carries for about 15 yards. So the clock running under 9.5 to play. Erickson back behind Campbell. Snap, this time turn, fakes the give, is going to roll it to his right side. He's got pressure once again, he's got to throw it in the hurry, gets dumped for it. Nice job by the left outside linebacker for Mount Vista helping him up. They're right now, Randy, on those rollouts, they know he's not going to throw from the pocket. They haven't had many pocket pass called for him, and the rollout, the spin away from the give, they're just running upfield. They know he's too. They don't want athletic quarterbacks like Campbell and McFadden to get outside. That's where they're much more dangerous. So 2nd down and 10 now. Ball just short of the 45-yard line. Give to Erickson back up the middle. Goes forward, bowls his way down close to first down yardage. You might have it.
It's 120 yards now for JT Erickson on the ground.
Well, I think that's what we're going to kind of see. Just they got to go back to calling. You're not going to catch up in one play. You're not going to catch up in one drive. So you've got to go back to do what you want to do on offense the rest of the year, and I think Coach McVicker is showing that right now. Staff says we're going to get better in what we want to do.
Well, on the plus side, they've scored 30 points, so most games 30 points ought to be enough to win.
Big hole on the left side that time. Erickson rumbles downfield, leaving people behind. Inside the 30. Kudos to the offensive line for the Impalas, still competing out there.
First and 10 Impalas.
Just to give the Keith Jackson way of looking at it, the big uglies out there, but a lot of those guys tonight, Tyler Stillwagon, 64, Zach Stinnett, 77, 78, Tyler Lawrence, these guys will go both ways. Weston Mayer, 54, along with is it the other kids I just mentioned, but those kids have been working on both sides of the ball tonight. Erickson just dragging bodies and going forward.
Barnard makes the stop. 6-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 4 for Poudre.
So after 6 yards, moving it down, you get a touchdown, get your spirits lifted up a little bit. We already know the onside kick works, don't we?
Yep, they've already done it once to perfection.
We'll delay that time, give up there, just dragging bodies again, just power football. Gain of about 9.
That's a running back's number, boy, 32. There's been some pretty good running backs with that number.
Well, also in the blocking back in there, too. Just tell them to kind of go in the heavy formation. But Noah Thomas is out there with that cast on that left hand. But he's helping pave the way. Snap again, Erickson on the left side. Thomas just takes the linebacker down. Erickson goes towards the goal line. He'll be just short. Now I like how that Erickson turns around, Randy goes by and says, I just want to, let's go, come on, give me the ball. Your big running backs, they love that, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Well, to try to stop that momentum, Mountain Vista's taking a timeout. So we'll be right back after this message.
Honestly, the experience here at Pedersen sold me. Quick, easy.
It was easy, easy process.
Super easy.
It's just as easy as could be. My name is Sonny Lubick, and I've been a customer of Pedersen's for over 25 years. After a while, you're not a customer anymore, you're family. You're They really build up a relationship. And I think probably the thing that keeps me coming back the most is their service is easy. It's too easy, in fact.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
You see the cheer squad and the band there in the background.
Here's a tune right now that if Neil Devlin is still, we know, working hard in high school sports, as he so well knows. A little Parliament, back from his day, my day, your day. Nice job by the Poudre band and the cheer squad, keeping everybody in here tonight. Good student turnout. And it's in a really tough game. Like you said before, 30 points keeps you in a lot of games, but when you're running into just a prolific offensive display tonight.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't a year for Dylan McCafferty, I mean, you're talking.
Well,
I'd take this kid.
Mr. McCafferty better put up some numbers here to show.
Yeah, he better.
Give the ball to Erickson over the left side. Mountain Vista knew it was coming, but Erickson bounced off. Steps into the end zone.
One of the defenders there for Mountain Vista
didn't
was
like the
finger up.
Yeah.
Sure was done with all the most respect.
Well, just a moment there because it's like, we're still fighting, and they took it in the end zone. That was a run by J.T. Erickson, capped off a drive. That Poudre, that's the way they want to play the.
I mean, he just ran for 60 yards on the drive, so best thing to do would be able to stop him.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. I also want to give credit out there to Cole Young, number 72, during the timeout. I was able to find his number down there. So a great job on that drive, you big five in the middle, the 70s, the 50s, and the 60 numbers.
So we're at 97 for all you folks who went for the over. There's the dance squad.
And they're counting it down. I don't think they got time to kick 37 times in a row. If they do, that's the conditioning program that's paying off.
That's making me tired.
Well, you got. They're all glad. Nice job, ladies, because that was.
Our crackpot staff in the other room
right.
kind of.
Everybody's got something.
Everybody's got a funny thing to say, don't they?
But a great night for football here in French Field. Thanks for tuning in.
You put a score pad and put them in a booth, and they think they're a comedian.
Yep. Nowhere even back to return that one that time. I think they're more expecting the onside kick again with the respect shown from that last one. But Davis just drove it deep. So 7:26 left in the game. And if you'd have told Coach McVicker and his staff before the game you're going to score 37 points in the fourth, you'd be in the fourth quarter, you'd be pretty happy with that number.
Yeah, and
you could never fathom
and get beat.
That Mountain Vista would still be up by 23.
And so we've got second. I can't tell if that's.
Yeah, that's a different. Yeah, that's a different quarterback.
See what number he is.
Break up the middle though by running back, spinning away from guys. Nice finishing tackle. Good open field tackle down there.
Number 3, Caden Wetzel, junior quarterback, is in now.
A lot of substitutions in the game here now. There's a good tackle out there. The left corner came across number 30. Actually, Austin Davis out there playing some DB. Run up the middle that time, tackled.
So now we're going to, Mountain Vista is going to check out their running game.
Yep.
Right side once again gets the carry. 4-yard gain on the play.
Still see Dylan Marsh and Caden Oliver out there. Others trying to get some varsity time in here. Good learning period. Straight run play up again in the middle now. Good job up front by the Impalas.
I think Mr. Wetzel's going to learn how to hand off.
Yeah. Guys just coming up and making plays.
By Bryce Ramler, third and
Ramler on the tackle. Also in there, Carter Finch, number 20. Another handoff on the outside. Coming straight forward, so that's going to bring up 4th down. Nice job up front that time by the Impalas.
6:08 left.
Also in the play, they're both number 51 and 52 because these guys are out there just giving great effort. That's Ian Sloan and then Michael Scott. And I'm not thinking 52 is correct for Michael Scott because he's listed as a wide receiver. So one of those things, we always get that start off on the year, but Scott is listed as a linebacker also, so that should be right. Generally don't play wide receiver much with a 50 number, do you?
Not normally.
Actually, you're not allowed. That's what kind of got me confused. About a 5-hopper back there to the punter this time. Picks it up, knocks it down the field, no rush. Going to be picked up, though, alertly. Got a chance to make a move. Already see one flag down.
Plethora of flags on the play. I learned that word over the offseason.
Did you? That you've been studying up. Well done. We always bring more to the game every year, don't we?
Yeah, we try to improve every year. And our vocabulary is...
At our age, that's, word a year. That's not bad.
Yeah. See the Poudre bench there. The most recyclable thing there is a sporting event because you want to get everything out of every moment, no matter if you're getting beat, if you're winning big or anything. The coach wants to get everything he can or she can out of that game. So you work on something. There's no throwaway time during a sports game for a team.
Always be coaching. You always be getting better. You can always look forward to what you can get out of the game. Like I say, you're trailing by 23 right now to a very good Mountain Vista team, but you still have a chance to go and do some things and make things happen. Campbell back in. Eric's still at running back, I believe. Still the 5-down lineman shown by Mountain Vista. Jet sweep.
Nice block.
Yeah, we got one there, but
not enough.
Not enough. And Leal, that was a little tough because right now they're just kind of playing and wait for you. That's a tough one to run.
Run out of bounds in the backfield by Cooper Gale. 3-yard loss on the play.
Tackled by Gale for the Golden Eagles. Since he was going backwards, the clock's still running, so we're under 5 to play here in the game. Campbell with the starting count. Dylan Marsh in motion. Erickson breaks up the middle, breaks one tackle, slides out another, is out across the 30-yard line, dragging bodies. I thought he was very close to beating the snap that time. He's eager and wants the ball, doesn't he?
Well, he's carried the ball probably 10 times in the last 2 drives, and running backs thrive on that. I mean, they get going and the rhythm and.
Yeah, there's not a good running back that says, "Oh, I only want so many." Until they have to pick him up and carry him off. He wants the ball, and he's showing it tonight. Yeah, he's had an excellent second half. Very good numbers. Starting at the game last week with 160, and he's going to be over that for tonight. Campbell bootlegs out. This time he's got a chance to make the outside. He's got a lot of open room. Decides to run it upfield. And there's going to be a really big hit. And unfortunately, that's just dangerous. You can't do that now. That young man, defenseless. It wasn't a cheap shot. It wasn't low, but the defender had no clue what was coming.
Hey, it used to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the game smartly, we all look for those, and I've been on both sides of those, and knowing that not coming doesn't make it feel any better, but I'm sure, that's the way to stop. So with an injury on the field here, everybody's going to regroup. We're going to take a time out for a message and be back here in French Field.
There you go.
So we're back here now live. The good news is the young man is able to stand up and walk off. It's a contact game. And actually, it's a collision game. And that was a very big collision at any level. And now the rules are, and I agree, that that's a personal foul. That it's a defenseless individual. And you have a choice. It's hard to say no to these young men, and I get it. But it's not anymore. So a 15-yard penalty after the play will be assessed.
And just so you all, the folks that are listening to us, we typically do not show the injured players or anything. We don't want people, family members or anything. So,
we've got great facilities here. We've got great backup OCR, and the rest of them come in. They're getting the best care they can. Every team travels with trainers too, but that one just took a few minutes.
We stay out of that business. So
1st and 10 now. Their first down was made, but it's 1st and 15. Ball right down the middle, thrown this time caught. Good pass and catch. Gain of about 18, almost near midfield. That time Campbell got to sit in the middle of the field. Didn't try to scramble out and had a chance to look over the field. Hit Ray Leal. Good shot there.
Best pass he's thrown.
Yeah, stood there and delivered right down the middle. Play call come from the sideline. Blitz coming this time. Campbell's got to get Rivet. Almost intercepted. He had the pattern developing. He had the stop route. The guy taking off downfield on the fly pattern and the stop route coming back over the middle, but he had to get rid of it about a step too soon. And that was a well-designed play, just didn't have the time to develop. We have a soccer final too, don't we?
Yes, I heard.
Fort Collins tonight, winning 3-0 over Westminster. Thanks again to our Lambkin fan, the Big E, Big Eric Sampson. Campbell back to throw again, this time with the long out. And that's just a disconnect on direction and pattern that time. Down to 3:17 left here. Pass intended out there for Josiah Stribling. So the quarterback throws it basically at the sticks, and the receiver is not in the same spot. You say that repetition you talk about. Pass play again here this time. And there's a complete crossover that time. Easy interception from their safety, comes up in the middle of it. He threw with the receiver left.
Picture perfect right to the defender.
That was just a complete mix-up on route and pass.
So Mountain Vista will undoubtedly keep the ball on the ground here.
Well, there's 3:09 left in the game.
They don't seem like the kind of team that...
No, Coach Cash has already shown that's...
put his second team in and pretty much just ran the ball last time.
A lot of substitutions for both teams now. But a good chance, though, you're out there in the varsity field if you're a sophomore or junior. Long out pass this time, just a flat pass. Completed, but...
and you've got to practice that throw because that's a hard, folks. That looks like it might be an easy throw, but that may be one of the hardest throws in football right there.
Yeah, you got to show some arm strength there. That was a decent pass, a gain of 1.5 yards, 2 yards. Give the ball to the running back, breaks free, gets around the corner, shakes out a couple of arm tackles. He's down the sideline, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. I thought he might have stepped out, but nope.
And there's your 100.
29-yard rush for the touchdown by Westside. And, I've never seen a game here with 100 points. We don't know if that's we'll later hear from
somebody.
Kevin Lytle or Tom Davis, who's seen about every football game here on this field for a long time. And more from the Peanut crowd here cheering on what they think is going to not happen.
I'm not sure if it's begging or what, but
if they brought it, they should be sharing it.
Yeah.
Next point is up and good. So 67-37. Well, and it's, you can't tell your kids that are substituting in to give less of an effort. One, that's not safe.
No.
Two, that's degrading the game and not respecting your opponent. And Mountain Vista, just a straight handoff run.
Just
the
a
young
straight
man made a
handoff.
nice cut and took off downfield. And that was it. Under 3 to play here in the game, leading by 30 points. It's what a night.
And no, that's not a misprint.
No.
And no, I'm not too old and didn't know what to type in on the score. That's
finger didn't just twitch.
That's and no, it's not a basketball score.
Oh, the total offense here tonight might take somebody a while to add up.
And we've still got 3 minutes left in the game, so.
Zach Leal is deep for the Poudre and Impalas.
Leal back to return, although they've not kicked to him the last 4 kickoffs. Short kick again. Taken up about the 23-yard line. Leal does come up and get it, dodges around a couple of them, gets grabbed. Strong tackle that time.
37-yard kick by
So ball to the 32.
Tackle made by Cooper Gale. First and 10 and
Tackle that time by number 19, Cooper Gale. His name's been in on a lot of plays tonight. There's a 3-hour game. We've pretty much just hit the number, and we still got time left. These passing games can really extend the time we're here, can't they? A couple of years.
Give us a good old Monarch and Rocky Mountain game.
Yeah, we'd have been home and cooled off an hour and a half ago.
10 total passes between the two teams.
Just block and tackle and run it. We'll see those games this year too. We won't.
But this isn't one of them.
No, we won't see many quarterbacks like Judd Erickson.
No, we won't.
And a receiving core like he's got. Well, I mean, he certainly gets the ball there, but they do him justice. There's been a lot of clean catches, take the ball up for it, and I mean, it's.
We've seen some really good receivers, and teams will have one and maybe a second, but the idea of having 4 or 5 people who can make outstanding catches is really unbelievable.
Campbell this time rolls out to the right, looks downfield, has got a man down over the middle, nice throw. And unfortunately that was dropped.
But one thing that if I'm Mountain Vista, I got to be a little concerned with is they've given up 37 points.
Yeah.
You know, now they're going to give up points because
they score in a hurry.
They score in a hurry, and the other teams have time. But
yeah. Well, you know, the game got out of hand, and then when you start having, you know, you're going to give up some rushing. It's just, you know, it's the bend but don't break defense time. You're going to make sure that you don't give them the long plays, make them work for it, run the clock.
There's our Twitter accounts. You can follow us on Twitter.
And overthrown that time. Receiver turnaround looked a little late. And the ball just went right through between his hands over the top, intercepted by number 15 for Mountain Vista, Chad Lujan. So Mountain Vista get the ball back just on this side of the Poudre field and at the 47-yard line. It's kind of the rains it pours nights.
Boy, this started off so innocently for Poudre as well.
Well, and such a good start there, too. Like I say, that offense revved up, and then you, like I say, a little fatigue catched in and just made things multiply on them. Run up the middle that time. Under 2 minutes to play.
And a lot of second-team Mountain Vista people getting to play.
Well, both teams, I wish we could give all these kids numbers out here. It's just so hard to read these numbers. The kids are still out there competing. Nice job of closing down that run play. Josiah Stribling came from the outside, chased the play down the line, along with the others up on the line themselves there too. You've got numbers here that I don't have people on my roster, Randy, which always makes it interesting. 57 over there, had a part of that play, and I can't give the young man credit. Give the ball back up the middle again. Almost a face mask.
And off goes to Brandon Van. Brought down by Harlan Archuleta.
Harlan Archuleta on the tackle there.
4th and 2 for the Golden Eagles.
Also out there at outside linebacker, Garrett Ewing. Number 45 on that far side. Under a minute to play now. 4th down and short. Option play to the right. Ball's on the ground.
Fumble on the play.
So that'll be a turnover on downs. So nice job by the Impalas defense stopping Mountain Vista. They'll get the ball back about where they pretty much gave it up, on about the 46-yard line with 41 seconds left.
Again, I want to thank our sponsors tonight. Pedersen Toyota, Schrader Oil, First Bank, GoJo Sports. Deputy producer Phil Mildren.
Thanks again to cameraman tonight, Dylan Cantanell. Nice job in his rookie opening night.
His debut. I think he's done this a few times.
Yep. So snap, Campbell gives the ball right back up the middle. A lot of running room straight down the middle. Didn't get touched till he's across the 40, inside the 40. First down yardage. Clock will stop until it's spotted.
14 yards, and include a first down. First and 10 from the Mountain Vista, 38 yards.
And thank you all for watching. Again, we'll be here tomorrow night, Fossil Ridge and Fort Collins.
Tackle made by Jared Cooper.
Early city game.
Yep. Tough run that time, gain of about 5.
I believe we've got 3 city games in a row. That'll probably do it right there. 10 seconds left. And Poudre's not going to run another play. And that is going to do it. So our final score, 67-37. Mountain Vista comes in and runs a rough shot over the Impalas. Started off pretty even, but then Mr. Erickson kind of woke up and started hitting some passes.
Yeah, he did.
And he very impressive. As impressive as, we saw a couple of really good quarterbacks last year, and he was as impressive as they were. So anyway, again, tomorrow night we will be here with Fossil Ridge, Fort Collins. For David Haase, I'm Randy McCoy. A final score is 67-37. And we will see you tomorrow night here on Stream It Sports.
Poudre School District High School Football, live on Stream It Sports Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado.